Well, Merry Christmas, Bar Humbug, Happy New Year, all that jazz. I'm going to introduce the guests in a very short amount of time, but you're probably all wondering what the hell is going on tonight. It is the Grand National, the final of 2024 for the Flat Earth Grand National. We are going to be racing Jeranism, Whitsit, and this cat fellow around a racetrack. They're going to be ridden by our three guests today. They're going to take one each. And essentially, this is how it's going to work. I'll tell you how they get them to move in a minute. But they are going to start from the starting point, and they're going to race around Dell's shed. The track is split into 4 different parts. If they can get through Dell's shed, then they're going to fly through Quantum Eraser's favourite containers. That's a nice little spot of land. Before eventually they get the magical arena of Will Duffy's green screen collection. Before they go through the very, very, very empty and void area that is Oakley's lost self-respect. And then they're back to the start. Now, the winner will get 3 points, second place 2 points, third place 1 point. I think we're going to be able to go around twice, and then we'll just total up the total number of points. I'll explain how everybody's going to move in a minute. Let me just get the chat up here to see what people are saying. Okay, right. Well, hello, everybody. But let me just introduce the chat very quickly. We do have Richie and Jim's channels linked in the description, and I'm sure later on I'll be able to add something for Harnold as well. But Richie, let's start with you. How are you doing, mate? Do you want to, tell people what you do? And I know you've been on before, but I'll hand it over to you.
I've been on before. My name's Richie, and I run a channel called Still Kicking, and what I'm doing on there is I'm documenting how difficult it is for disabled people to travel around using public transport like black cabs, which are meant to be designated for disabled people. But in my city, over half have got exemption, so they won't take disabled people, and I want to highlight it.
And you do some really, really good work as well, and document your interactions with the city councils about stuff. It's linked in the description, and well worth checking out. Well worth checking out. Below that we have Jim. Jim has been on the channel
far too many times
now. In fact, I think it's his channel at this point. Jim, your channel is linked in the description, by the way, but tell everyone about it.
Yeah, I'm Jim. Like Catz says, I'm responsible for him not having more subscribers. I've got a channel where the main content is just wandering around looking at backstage stuff at gigs and all that. Although I did do a video recently on the final experiment because I thought there's a bandwagon I need to jump onto. Basically, it's just talking about videos and how I think the flat earthers are going to look at the full 24-hour video and then start saying it's fake just because of that. So, yeah, that's me.
Well, it is linked in the description, and it's well worth checking out. And also, you're a member of a fantastic band as well, Fine Lines. I'll add that to the description. And then below that, we've got Harnold, who this is his first time on the channel. Absolutely top guy. Harnold, over to yourself.
Thank you. Yeah, so I'm Harnold. I've been slumming around all this flat Earth nonsense for a number of years now, and I was doing good avoiding it for a while, but the TFE kind of sent me into a relapse, unfortunately. So, yeah, this should be a lot of fun. But yeah, thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
Oh, anytime. And so I thought I was out of this flat Earth nonsense, but the final experiment is actually genuinely newsworthy, and it kind of pulled me back in. But right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you not pick the horse you're going to ride, so to speak. I'm going to have somebody assign it to you. So I'm assuming Surrender Monkey might still be in the chat. I might be wrong, but if you are still in the chat, Surrender Monkey, can you tell me who Harnold will be riding today? Will he be riding Jeren? Will he be riding Whitsit? Or will he be riding the cat? I'll give you 30 seconds just to tell me who Harnold will be riding. David Britton, if you are still in the chat, can you tell us? Oh, hang on. No, you might say the same as Harnold. I'll have to wait for you, David. I'll have to see what Surrender Monkey says. Harnold's channel isn't in the description just yet. I will get that there. I think Surrender Monkey might have gone. So Oh, choose us. Who's still here? Who's still here? Right, that didn't work too well. Right. Gareth, you just posted. You've literally just posted. Who is Harnold going to be riding? Is he going to be riding Jaren? Stranded Monkey's here. He says number 69. You know what? I'm just going to pick. This is going down. Who do you want to be, Harnold?
I'm not sure there's really a good answer here, but I'll ride Witsit. How about that? That sounds good.
Harnold is Witsit from now on. Jim, Jim, I'm going to ask Richie next. Actually, I'm going to ask Richie just because he's not on the channel as much as yourself. So you're going to get the leftovers. Richie, who do you want to be? You can either be Jaren or you can be the cat.
I'll be the cat.
So Jim, who do you want to be? You can be Jaren or Jaren.
Ah, interesting. I'll be Jaren.
Okay. So what's going to happen? Hello, Clarence, in the chat. What's going to happen, how we make this work, is I'm going to show a comment, and you can play along in the chat as well. And this is the first comment. All the comments I'm going to show you have been taken either from Witsit's channel or Jaren's channel. And the reason I want to do this is because they've had such a tough time lately. They're getting a lot of stick, and I thought I could do something nice for them and crown one of them the winner. So this isn't going to be a stream where I'm dunking on Jaren or dunking on Witsit. It's meant to be a nice thing. All right, we're going to be dunking on the people in the comment section. So I'm going to show this. We'll have a talk about the comment, how silly it is. And then everybody who's a contestant will either say that's come from Jaren's channel or come from Witsit's channel. And if you get the point right, then you move on to the next point and you get around like that. First of all, IC Spin. Is this how you place our bets? It's not really the betting thing. I think I'll get kicked off YouTube for that. But thank you very much anyway for that. Thank you. Okay, guys, how are we all feeling?
Good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
Solid.
okay. So we'll start with comment number 1. So this is obviously all about the final experiment. Something definitely happened to Turp Austin on this trip. Boss Cadence, the way he was speaking, looked anxious and calculated. Hopefully, the Ruth will come out. These are genuine comments. I've heard Ruth is a bit of a tough bird, so we don't
Ruth
want her
Maddox.
coming out. Ruth Maddox, yeah. P.S. We saw you vaping to fake condensation. You know, I'll just go Richie, Jim, Harnold. You can either just tell me whose channel, make a comment on it, whatever you want. But Richie, what have you got to say for that one?
I reckon that's quite silly. I reckon it's come from Witsit.
Jim?
I think it's on Jaren's channel.
Harnold.
It was Witsit is the one being accused of vaping. So I think this is Witsit's channel.
Okay. And the answer was, I've got the same PowerPoint next to, I'll just show you for transparency here. Oh, no, I can't because I'll show you the answers. I've got the same PowerPoint with the answers on next to me, and it has come from Witsit's channel. So they are off and straight into the lead. We have Witsit and the cat. We have Jaren just not quite started, but we are banging to Dell's shed. What's it like in there, guys?
Smells terrible.
No.
I think I just spotted a haggis.
Surrender money. Thank you very much. I bet 69. 69. I'm sure that number just occurred randomly. 69. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Okay. So we've got the idea. Let's see who's going to get round. We are on comment number 2. Has anyone noticed the military guys holding machine guns in the reflection of their sunglasses, holding cue cards up for them to read? I thought that was kind of strange. I think it's going to be more than kind of strange, but we'll go bottom up this time. Harnold, what are your thoughts and who do you think?
I think I'm gonna go with Jaren on this one. Although I thought it was penguins that were supposed to have the guns, not the military. I'm a little behind the times, though, I think.
You know what? We can make it up as we go along. It don't matter. Jim?
Yeah, I'll go for Jaren again. I think it's...
Richie?
And I'm going to go for Jaren as well.
going to go for Jaren. Right. Well, that comment was actually pulled from Witsit's channel. So all 3 horses have stopped to take a poo. There's no more. No movement on that one. So let's go for the next comment. Some of these coping comments are amazing. Haunted house. Who needs evidence? I see stuff and make my own judgment call, dude. Yeah, who needs evidence? Jim, we'll start with you on that one.
Well, I'm going to stay with Jaren because he's got to come up eventually.
He does have to at one point. Richie?
Witsit.
And Harnold.
That one smells Jaren-y. I'll go Jaren.
Okay. So I can't remember who's who. Who's the cat? You're the cat, Richie, aren't you?
I'm the cat.
Okay. And I'm rooting for you because of that. But that was actually on Jaren's channel. And you said Witsit, didn't you, Richie? So
Yeah.
we have Witsit now taking a good solid lead, and Jaren is up behind Witsit with the cat. It's exciting. I'm very excited about this. Furry Muff says Effie is done. Arwen has been using the job word. He's actually going to get a job. You know what? I think that might be really, really good for him. I did try and help him out once with a job, but he told me to kill myself. That's another story.
Oh, it's nice.
Arwen is an amazing linguist. You know, his English is so fluent. And obviously it's a second language. So I tried to tell him about, tutor hunt. You can get on there. He could be somebody who's as good at language as him could be charging £40-45 an hour to be teaching English or Dutch the other way around to adult learners. But right. Okay. I'm just going to, I've got that link you put in the chat. I will pop that. I'm going to pop that in the comments. So this is Harnold's channel. And when I get a break, I will pop it as the in the description also. Hi, Charlie. Okay. What am I talking about? Yes, here we go. This is real key. Unbelievable. Jaren pointing a finger at everyone he ever knew to deflect from himself, and Austin having exactly nothing to say at all. Wow. In real time, we are watching an amazing betrayal here. And who are they actual key fooling for more than 10 minutes? Richie. Whose channel?
It's got to be Witsit's channel, isn't it?
Witsit. Harnold.
That's a tough one. I think I'm gonna go Jaren on this one.
And Jim.
Is there a third option?
There isn't a third. I've not made any of these
Right,
up.
so it's just between the two of them. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll go for Jaren then. I couldn't remember whether there was a third option. I wasn't listening, to be honest.
What did you say, Richie? I can't.
Witsit.
Which you said. Okay, so the answer was Jaren. So the cat is falling behind. Witsit. Oh, I pulled Del Shed there. Witsit is we've now got a clear spread. No. In fact, Witsit's not far from leaving Del Shed. And look at this cat here, way behind. Oh my God, present 99. You're so extremely kind. That is an awfully generous thing to do. Again, thank you very, very much. I very, very much appreciate that. You are incredibly kind. Thank you very much. Leave that there for a while. Thank you. Right, so we are now going to get the next comment, and it is this one from Ether. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. Well, there are a few things that I've already accepted quite a few years ago. 1, the moon isn't a place. 2, the sun is apparent. Just shine a laser through a curved piece of glass, a glass of water, and a crystal ball. You can't know what the sun is, and you can't know where it is. Apparent light source in an apparent location. What are your thoughts on that one, Arnold?
So do they have to be in that order? Does it have to be the glass, then the glass of water? Like, what if the crystal ball goes first?
Oh, that'd ruin it.
Yeah. All right, this one's. I'm going to go with Witsit on this one.
You're gonna go with Witsit, Richie,
I'm going to go with Witsit on this one.
and Jim.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow the crowd and go with Witsit as well.
It was a Jaren comment. It was a
Was
Jaren
it?
comment. Yeah.
Oh,
Or a comment on Jaren's channel for those who've just joined in. We're just guessing whose channel these were left on. So all three horses stop to take a poop again.
dude, the shed smells even worse now.
Yeah.
It does. They're probably not as big as Dell's poop, so he's a big guy. So just anyway. Where is Witzik? A bizarre live stream, strange irregularities, and now nearly 2 weeks of silence. Some say he has been taken to a deep underground military base for debriefing by NASA and Delta after being Capricorn wand. I mean, you can read the rest for yourself. I've got a feeling this is a tongue-in-cheek one, but Richie, what are your thoughts, my friend?
I reckon it's got to be Witsit.
Witzit's channel. Jim?
Yeah, I'm going for Witsit as well.
I think Witsit and Harnold.
Yep, I think that one's Witzik for sure.
And you're all correct. That one was from Witsit's channel, which means our horses progress. Witsit is the first out of Dell's shed. He is now racing into Quantum Eraser's favorite containers. Jaren is close behind, and bringing up the rear is the Cat, but he's not too far behind. This race is very, very exciting. It's very, very close. I just want to say thank you again, Present 99. It's unbelievable generosity. It really is. Thank you so much. Yes, I made him a mod out of sign of respect, but he didn't want the and yeah, I get that. When you make someone a mod, it feels like you're giving them a job to do. It was just a sign of respect, but thank you so much for that again. Crafty Keeler's back in the neighborhood.
Oh,
Hello, Crafty. Who remembers Crafty? Brilliant. She's still got the Agree to Disagree channel. That should be in your name. Now, if not, let me know. You should be able to use that. Okay, let's go on the next one. Terrain36, whatever. He says, what internet are y'all on? Verizon's Antarctic Towers. I guess it's just a camera glitch as to why you can't see them breathing cold air. I don't even know what that is. I'm not even going to read that out. It's just nonsense. But we'll start with you, Harnold. Who do you think that is? Whose channel?
Good Lord, that's a big one. Yeah, Verizon probably does work in Antarctica, but it doesn't actually work where you live. All right. I think I'm going to go with Jaren on that one.
Jaren's channel. Richie?
I'm going to go with Jaren as well.
And Jim?
Yeah, I'm going to go for Jaren. I've seen this. They're now saying because there was no breath vapor because it was so cold. They're saying that's another reason it was faked. And one guy said to me, he said people didn't have runny noses, so it was obviously fake. It's like, mate, just stop.
Well, unfortunately, that is Witsits. So none of you move. That is still the state of play. None of you move. The turtle moves, though. It says word salad needs a container. I love that. I'm going to use that. That is brilliant. Thank you very much, Turtle Moves. Okay, let's go again. Yeah, I mean, it's green, right? A lot of screens on it. It's obviously the green screen argument. But whose channel is that from? Start with you, Richie, for this one.
I'm going to go with Jaren's.
James, Jim?
Jaren's again.
Harnold?
Yep. Same, Jaren's.
Every time you all agree with each other, you get it wrong. I dread it when you all agree with each other. Yeah, no movement on that one. No movement on that one, I'm afraid. So we'll go to the next one. Would you swear on a Bible that you have in no way deceived the public? Again, they're being called liars, etc. We'll go bottom to top this time, Harnold.
They're both religious, but Wits is a little off the rails. All right, I'm gonna go Jaren on that one.
Mm-hmm. I'm working on it. Oh no, it's Andy. It's Christmas after all. So you're going Jaren for that one. What was your character again? You are Witsit, aren't you?
Yes.
Jim.
I'm going to go for Witsit, just so I'm not copying.
And Richie.
I'm going to go for Witsit as well.
It's a Jaren comment. So Witsit is flying through the void, which is Quantum Eraser's favorite containers, all sorts in there, Tupperware, a big bullshit container. Very.
Is
full.
there any? Are there any eggs in there?
I'm sure he's got some egg content. I'm sure it's a possibility.
Hang on. Was that Quantum Eraser?
Well, they all did it, didn't they?
What
That
was
lot,
his-
the egg experiment. Sleeping Warriors.
Anthony Riley. That Sleeping Warrior. That sorry, I've just embarrassed myself.
No, because they all
apologise.
did it. They all talk about that experiment over and over. Okay, right. Just want to take a pause. Richie, you're in third place. You are my hero in this. I really want you to win because you're the cat. Obviously, it's early days. You know, are you feeling too disheartened, or do you think there's time to pull it back? What's your state of mind?
There's still time to pull it back.
I do believe in you, my friend. I do believe in you. Jim, you're staring at Witsit's behind. What's the view like?
To be honest, I think I'd rather stay in Del's shed than have to see that for much longer.
Wait, yeah, you're still not out, Del's shed, are you? And Harnold, you don't even have to look at anybody. You're out of Del's shed. You must be feeling great.
Yeah, no behinds, but what's his head's really greasy, so it's hard to keep balance without holding on anything.
I'm just going to judge this from present. I don't know how this system works. I'm going to see whether it's possible as a channel owner to gift individual people memberships. I don't know how it works. If it is possible, then I will absolutely give you a membership for a year. Definitely. I need to figure out how that works. I will be on that. And having said that, he's just done it. Right. Thank you very much, Present. Thank you very much. But I will sort that out. Now, next comment. Unbelievable how Jaren has flipped the script. His ability to gaslight has gone into overdrive and underestimates people's memory to remember what he's been saying for years. What do they have over you and how much did they pay you? Richie.
It's got to be Jaren's channel.
And Jim.
Yeah, I think it's got to be Jaren for this one.
Harnold.
That's got to be Jaren.
And it is. You're all okay with that. Patrick, thank you so much. He's paid $5 to call. Oh, no, it wasn't Crafty below. So, but hello, Crafty. Hoyner apparently smells a bit poopy because that was a message below. And thank you, Crafty, for letting me know that. I didn't realize, but I'll figure something. But thank you. Okay, so you all said the same, didn't you? So you all get a point. So Witsit is racing. He's almost out of Quantum Eraser's favorite containers. Jonism is out the shed, and Catz is almost out the shed as well. Okay, next. Are we really immature for doing this?
Yeah, it's
Incredibly,
great.
but it's funny.
I just caught an epiphany of what I was actually doing here. I love it. Let's go again. I don't even know what this means. What 40 rich Japans? I think he's trying to say Japanese people. I don't know what that's got to do with it. May do these in Antarctica to watch for ice and mountains. Space ? Richie, can you translate that and then give us your...
I can't translate it, but I reckon that's Witsit's channel.
Jim?
I'm going to go for Jaren's, but I think I understand what it means. It's why do people go to Antarctica? I don't know why they have to be Japanese to go to Antarctica, but I think that's what he's asking. I I think.
Thanks to Festival Neats for becoming a member. Yes, I think you're right. I think you are. Yeah, that makes sense. Did you say you're going to go for Jaren?
Yeah, if that's the right answer.
If that's the right answer, if not, I'll give it.
Yeah.
Harnold?
I think that one's Witsit. One of them was talking about that there were some, or maybe actually it was Jaren, I think, was talking about how there's these rich folks go down there to tour and do cool stuff because it costs a lot of money to go down there. So therefore that means it's fake or something. So yes, Jaren, final answer.
Right. And it is Jaren. Gosh, it's been 2.5 years already, Crafty. That is incredible. It is Jaren, which means I can't remember who said Witsit. We're going to need someone in the chat to be on it, or people to be honest. Who said Witsit?
I said Witsit.
Oh, so the other two. It's all right. You're doing your big comeback. Witsit is now out of Quantum Eraser's favorite containers and is into Will Duffy's green screen collection. Jaren is making his way, but there is a spread in the field now. There is a spread in the field. Let's just save that in case my internet takes a poop. Okay, let's do the next one. Wow, the bots are going wild here. I love the studio. The Antarctic looked pretty real besides some mistakes here and there. It was really convincing. I mean, that could be either, couldn't it? That's a difficult one. Jim, we'll go with you first, mate.
I'm going to go for Witsit on that one, I think.
Oh, I need to see who it was myself. So you're saying Witsit. What about you, Richie?
I'm going to go for Jaren.
And Harnold.
I think Witsit.
And it was Witsit. It was. This field is really opening up now. So, are you impressed by my special effects skills?
I think you've got a career here, and it makes Wallace and Gromit look amateurish.
I think you learned how to do live streaming from Mallory.
I used to teach like this, and everyone else would buy those packages in, and I'd just be like, with my little remote control mouse, moving things around the board. It looks so naff. Oh, dear me. But Witsit is, I mean, he's going, isn't he? He's going for it. Okay. There might be a clue on this one. Hi, Jaren. When you're on the plane, you can only see the side view through the window. You would never realize that the plane is going into a tunnel and taking you into the dome. The Dome Stadium where the show is held. Harnold, we'll start with you on that one.
I think you're trying to pull one on us. I think this is Witsit.
Oh, I like it. I like the not the mistrust, but the
technical
like
thinking behind that.
Yeah.
I mean, I gotta think a little bit like a conspiracy theorist, right?
Well, when in Rome. Jim?
I'm going to go for the obvious one and say Jaren.
You're going to say Jaren, and Richie?
I'm going to say Jaren as well.
And it was Jaren's channel. Witsit has stumbled. We have Jaren now catching up. He is one behind in Will Duffy's green screen collection. The Catz bust out of Dell's shed into Quantum Erasers.
Oh, no.
Our favorite container. Hello, Rachel.
Never get told.
And maybe it wasn't a conspiracy. Maybe they're just so dumb he commented on the wrong channel. That could have been the other option, but I tried.
That's quite viable, actually, I think.
Thing is, on these streams, they both appeared in them together, so it isn't unreasonable to assume that one person might say Jaren or Witsit, and they're actually on the other person's channel because they're trying to. So it's not always a. I don't know what I'm saying. Philip Feed. Probably my favorite channel. Keep on rolling, brother. Well, thank you very much. I would say go and check out some better channels. But thank you very much. I can recommend some, but thank you very, very much for that. Okay. Yeah. Just Catz and Co being 14-year-olds. I think that's right. We're all happy with that one. What are we doing? Oh, yeah, we're doing this. Okay, Richie, I'm going to start with you on this one. Whoever approached you with money saw how easy you would be persuaded because of how money-driven you were from the start. There wasn't a lie. You didn't beg for money. They knew you had a price. Oh, dear.
Persuaded, in fact. Not persuaded, persuaded.
I've been trying to pick those up and I missed that one. My goodness.
I don't know how you persuade, to be honest, but...
It's like poisoning the well, maybe. Maybe it's a fancy.
Yeah.
I'll go for Jaron on that one.
You're going for Jaron on that. Harnold?
I think Jaron.
So there's 2 for Jaron and Jim.
I'll be different. I'll go for Witsit.
And it is Witsit. It is Witsit's
Yes.
channel. So the only person now is Jaron. Witsit was breaking away, but now Jaron has caught him. Catz has got some ground to make up, but I'm sure he can. But this is looking pretty tasty now, pretty tetchy. Okay, let's go again. God and Jesus Christ are the only truth you'll ever need. Glad to see you enjoying your life as a CIA government employee, whether directly or not indirectly, indirectly.
No, indirectly.
Oh dear. Harnold, what are your thoughts on that one?
Grammar is hard. Which one would be accused of being a CIA? I mean, that could be so many of these are a coin flip. But Jaron.
Richie.
I'm going to say Jaron.
And Jim.
I'm gonna go with Witsit, I think.
Clarence is right. When we do the quiz on the 8 out of 10 Catz channel, I am always last, which is why I prefer hosting rather than.
He's just rubbing it in because he's in the lead.
Who said Witsit? Sorry,
I did.
Oh, unfortunately, that was the wrong one.
Oh,
So we have Witsit.
I meant I didn't.
For those who've joined and thinking, what the hell's going on? These are horses going around a track. Witsit is being ridden by Harnold. Jaron is being ridden by Jim. And Richie is riding me. And what we have to do is we have to guess whether a comment has come from Witsit's channel or Jaron's channel based on the final experiment. And then if they guess right, they get to move around the track. Simple as that. At the minute, Witsit is, I mean, yeah, 4 away, mate. 4 away. How are you feeling? You still feeling confident?
I think I got this. I'm definitely going to need a shower afterwards, but we'll keep going.
Now, Richie, I get beat and I get humped every single week in quizzes. I am praying.
I'm trying for you, Catz.
I need to find a way of subliminally letting you know what the answer is before get Twitter open.
And I can't even see you properly using this phone.
Put it in the private chat. Then we won't see it.
I'll do that. I'm a little bit. But you know what? We'll have time. I collected 40 comments. I collected more actually, but I cut it down to 40. So what I'm going to do in the second round, because I think we won't have enough to finish second round. Just when we run out of comments, whoever's winning second and third, will just get the 3, 2, 1. So you know what? If you're in the lead on the second round, you could still tie for first place, and that's what I'm going for. That's what I'm going for.
Have you just increased the size of the cat?
I not only have I, but let's do that. Yes, and let's shrink the other 2. Let's no.
That's one way of doing it, I suppose. It's just have it so big that no one else can see anything.
There we go. I'm almost there. Okay, right. Let's get back to it. I must say that if you are surprised at the skepticism coming at you, were you ever a part of this community? We call other men out for lying, to our faces all day, every day, and you didn't expect the same treatment. You had to know there would be a massive proof needed for this. No stone will remain unturned. This gets sinister. And you should expect nothing less from this community. Turn around, or you will go the way of the dodo. You know how we operate, Jaren. Might be a clue that one. Originally, I was not going to have them on screen, but I kind of set a precedent. You've always known, or maybe you've always been a shill. Blah, blah, blah. Get it together and prove to your community you're trustworthy. God is watching. Whose could this be on? Oh, yeah, I've got to nominate someone. Sorry, Jim.
It's difficult on this. I don't know. I'm sort of leaning towards Witsit, but I tell you what, no, I'm going to go for Jaren on this one.
Was there a clue in there? Was there something in there that might have made you?
No, I didn't notice anything.
Richie, what about you, sir?
I'm going to go for Jaren.
And Harnold.
All right, I'm going to go for the mainstream shill answer of Jaren.
And it was Jaren. So Witsit leaves the land of Will Duffy's green screen collection. He hurdles into Oakley's lost self-respect, which is a very dark place. Jaren follows. He's almost there. And Catz is almost in the same quadrant as Jeranism. So that's pretty much like saying the tide at this point.
Crafty Keeler's just said it's an absolute fail. I'm thinking, do you not remember any of the previous streams? This is going quite well.
This is I've not blipped out yet, or no tech issues. Oh dear. Yeah, well, originally what I did, Crafty, is I took all the comments and I was going to read them out, and where it said Jaren or Witsit, I was just going to replace with a word like you or something like that. But then it occurred to me that not all of them are giveaways, because some people on Jaren's channel are making comments about Witsit and vice versa. So I thought I'll leave them on, but that one was a definite giveaway. Okay. Where are we going next? Harnold, I'm going to come to you first for this one, sir. Austin may have been See, I mean, this is a horrible. This actually shows the paranoia. He has one or two little kids and a wife, and obviously, I know they get a lot of abuse and it's horrible. Most of us know how dangerous these people are. Basically, they're saying that the government or something has threatened his family, so he's pretended to see a 24-hour son. Whose channel though has that been left on, Harnold?
Witsit did say at the beginning of the video that he was being held at gunpoint, so I think that one's Witsit. I don't think he was joking.
That's Witsit. Just Rachie, to clarify, all of these comments are genuine comments that have either been left on Witsit's channel or Jaren's channel by the subscribers or people who've gone over to watch their videos. None of these have been written by me. These are all genuine, and they've all been taken off just one video each of theirs. So one of them is the Jaren ones are off his most recent live stream, and Witsit's as well, his most recent live stream. So you can go and see them, but yeah, none are by me. I said all that, Harnold, and then I completely forgot your answer. What did you say?
Oh, I will do Witsit on that one.
Witsit. Richie, sir.
I'm going to go for Witsit.
And Jim?
Yeah, I think I'll go Witsit on that one.
And all of you are correct. That was definitely left on Witsit's. So Witsit, I mean, he started off in the lead and he just hasn't backed down once. But all three of them have had big moves there. Catz is now out of Quantum Eraser's favourite containers and is into Will Duffy's green screen collection. Jeranism has jumped the fence to Oakley's lost self-respect. He's wishing he hadn't done that. And Witsit can now see the finish line. He only needs another two more. So let's have a scan where we're up to.
The place is surrounded by tea bags.
What kind of tea bags? Have
you know, that's one of Oakley's quite frequently used insults.
To tea bag. What does
we could be crossing a line here.
What does the term teabagging to you mean?
Oh dear.
No, because there is a genuine reason for me asking that. Is it the rude one?
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Harnold, do you understand it to be a rude term?
I would definitely go with rude. Yes.
And Richie, where you were brought up, is teabagging a rude term?
Yeah.
Because that's how I was brought up. But I had a friend of mine who came round, and my mum and my dad were there, my grandma, the whole family was there. And he was talking about playing when he was a kid, playing with his mates in the snow. And he said, one of my mates, and he was looking back to when he was about 10. He said he was making a snow angel. So I teabagged him. Now, I said, what the hell are you talking about? He says, a teabag. And to him, teabagging means when someone's lying in snow, you just kick a load of snow over them. I was like, that's not. Maybe someone told you that when you were a kid. That's not what teabagging means, but he still uses it in that sense now. Like, he thinks that's what teabagging is. Oh,
Definitely
dear.
not where we come from.
Oh.
And your parents were there?
Oh yeah, no. This was when we were fully grown adults. Like I was in my 30s.
Oh, right, okay.
He was around the house, yeah, and he was just saying, yeah, when we were kids, I used to teabag my mate in the snow. I was like, no, you didn't. That's not what you mean. Music, yeah, we're not a flat Earth channel, no, but we're not. I'm going to say we're not a piss taking channel. Yeah, of course we are. Right, but a little bit more than that as well. Sorry, what did we all say? Have I given the answers to this one? Oh, we haven't even read it out yet.
Not yet.
It's going well. I've been following you for years, but this is where it stops. Faking your breath with a vape. Wow, dude, you sold us all out, man. God bless you, though. We all need this grace in coming times. Richie, who do you think had that aimed at them?
Witsit.
Jim?
Yeah, Austin. Yeah, Witsit. Yep.
And Harnold?
I think Witsit. I will throw the Flurfs a little bit of a bone because it is very counterintuitive to think of a place with so much ice as dry because they're used to it being, humid because there's snow. So that's actually kind of weird to have seen that, but clearly they're still wrong. No,
but you're right. I mean, a lot of arguments can be counterintuitive and have nuance to them, especially. I mean, I've covered a lot of like vaccine misinformation and stuff like that, and there's an awful lot of things there that have nuance. So you can understand why people will cling on to certain ideas, and that is a genuine one. It's like a bit of a head scratcher, oh, why can we see breath or why can we not see breath? But you all got it right. It was all witness. Yeah. So, oh yeah, you all said that, didn't you? So there we go. Listen, Harnold, you're only one correct one away from picking up 3 points. How do you feel?
Feeling good. I think I got this one in the bag. We'll see.
Jim, I don't know if you knew that, but Harnold, when he said he's got it in the bag, was basically saying you've got no chance. He was dissing you quite badly there. What are you going to say?
Yeah, well, I'm used to that. I'm always, it's like when we do the quiz on the 8 out of 10 cats. I just amble along quietly, and then in the final round, I do really badly. And lose.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Catz, Richie, who is Catz today, I think you've still got a chance of getting 2 points here. If Jim stumbles, I don't know what your thought process is at the minute.
Might catch up a little bit.
I hope so.
I just meant a regular bag too, not a tea bag.
Yeah.
Catz has just sent me a private message saying, if you beat me, I'm going to bar you from the channel.
Next comment. So many questions. Why couldn't you guys agree to sleep for 4 hours before setting up? Why is that a question? Why is that even a priority? Why not rest? There were workers with no hats on. Not that cold. Richie, I'm going to start with you for the Richie. Why are they even mentioning 4 hours of sleep before they set up? I don't get that.
I haven't got a clue. But I'm going to go for Jaren's channel.
Jaren and Jim.
I'm going to go for Jaren as well. He's not had any love for a while.
Harnold.
I think Witsit. But I also didn't realize that people had to agree to sleep at the same time. That's a little weird.
I think it's part of the contract. When you go there, you've all got to sleep, so they can set everything up, so they can build the dome. That's why.
Oh,
Special
yeah.
effects.
So they can launch the sun simulator while they're in the tent. That's it. Okay.
Well, from what I hear, Dave McKeegan chose not to sleep for the first few 2 days.
47 hours, I think he said.
47 hours.
Yeah, he's done well. Unfortunately, it was on Jaren's channel, which means Witsit stumbles. Jaren and Witsit now are just one away from victory. One away from victory. Now, what I'll say is if you both cross the line first, you both get 3 points. But then Catz is going to pick up 2 points for being second. Purely because I've just made that rule up. I didn't figure out what I was going to do in the event of a draw.
If you both cross the line, you get 3 points, but then Catz gets 5 for not getting the same as everyone else.
Richie gets 28 points. He can't lose. Next one, and Catz wins. Okay, so here is the next comment. Whose channel is this from? Oh, I think this one might be an easy one. Should change your channel name to Witsit Sellout. Richie, I'll start with you. Who do you think?
Got to be Witsit's channel, innit?
It's got to be Jim.
I think I might go with Witsit for this one.
Harnold.
I think that one is Witsit. But I did see you comment in the chat earlier that's accurate. You got to read this in the chat box Travels voice, so we have to do it all over again.
What was the comment you saw?
No, somebody said you're throwing them off by not using the chat box Travels voice.
Oh, sorry.
I'm reading the comments. Yeah, so we have to
should
start all
change
over
your
again.
channel name to Witsit. You're a big sellout.
It's Witsit, by the way.
Oh, Witsit. It is Witsit. Oh dear. Right. So you were all correct, which means, look, let me group the two of these. Look at those skills. You do both cross the channel. Oh, I've done that as well. You both cross the start point together, so you both get 3 points, which means Catz, you get 2 points, and we're here. Now, this is where we can shuffle the deck. I promised you we wouldn't be here longer than an hour. We've done it. We've got a winner in Jim, a winner in Harnold, and a runner-up in Richie. I do have enough comments to go around one more time. I don't want to take your Saturday nights up. So this is the point where we can either duck out and I'll include someone from the chat, or you can stay in and play if you want to. I just don't want to take up too much of your time. I did promise it would be an hour. And I will not be offended if you leave. It's Saturday night. You want to spend time with your family and stuff like that. Is there anybody that wants to stay, or am I going to run it over to the chat? What do you reckon, guys? What do you think?
Well, I'm down to about 20% battery, but if someone from the chat wants to join in, I'm more than willing to jump off.
Okay, we'll see if anybody. Well, what I'd do is I'd put it out to the audience as a whole, and I would just say, the first 2 people to say Witsit, or the first 2 people to say Jaren. First time I get that comment twice, that will be the audience's answer. So it's entirely up to you. I know I promised an hour, and what I don't want to do is take your Saturday night off here. What about you, Jim? I feel like I'm putting people on the spot here.
Yeah, I'm okay to stay, but if you want someone more interesting, then that's fine. I'll drop out.
No, I'm just trying to be nice because I said to all of you, oh, you'll be done in an hour. You'll be done in an hour, and now it's like 10 to the hour, and we've got a whole other race to go. No, we've got enough comments for a race, so only if you want to say. What about you, Harnold? How's your? Do you want your Saturday night, or do you want to go around one more time?
I'm good to go. I mean, I've got the accurate clock. Yours are all wrong. It's only 2:00 in the afternoon here, so I'm good.
Oh God, yeah.
I like what Clive said in the chat though. Plot twist: the horses have been racing the wrong way around the track, so Richie wins by having the least wrong.
Yes. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, why are we going anti-clockwise around it? What way do they normally go around a horse track? Is it clockwise?
I have no idea. Is it NASCAR where they're always turning to the left, or is there even a standard direction? I have no idea.
Yeah, I'm completely clueless. I'm completely clueless. So Richie, it's entirely up to you, my friend. If I'm just trying not to take over people's Saturday nights. I love having everyone here, but I don't want to trap you here for another round if you've got family time to do over Christmas. So your call, and I'll go with whatever you want to do, sir.
Well, I'll nip off and let someone else have a chance.
Okay, dokie. Can I just shout out Richie's channel in the description? Still kicking. I'll let you chill it out and tell everybody what it is again. But he is well worth subscribing to, and he's also a massively top bloke. But I'll let you describe it.
Basically, what I'm doing is documenting how hard it is for someone in a wheelchair to get around using public transport like buses, trains, and especially taxis. Black cabs, which are meant to be designated for disabled people, but they're not. And I've got proof of that with doing freedom of information requests and stuff like that, which I'll be doing a video on very soon.
Yeah, and one thing you'll find out about Richie when you follow his channel is he's unbelievably well researched. Like, to all T's crossed and I's dotted. Unbelievably good. Okay, mate. Well, it's been brilliant to see you. What we'll do is we replace you with the audience. So,
all right,
what I'll say in the
sorry.
Mate, it's been an absolute honor as always, and I really appreciate your time. So, yeah, go and enjoy your Saturday night with the family, and yeah, thank you so much for coming on, mate. I really appreciate it.
All right, mate.
Cheers, Richie.
Cheers.
Bye, bye.
Cheers.
Cheers.
See you in a bit.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, so we're going again. What will happen this time is when I'll show a comment, I'm going to give. Oh, they've got me. They've targeted me. Targeted attack.
Yeah.
I'll just ask the chat. The first, I'll say Witsit or Jaron, and the first one of those I get, let's say, 3 votes for, will be the audience's option. So, and you've got to tag me in at Culture Catz, otherwise I won't see it. So this one, let's go again. The Obsessed Patriot says, for subscribers, I'm going to be doing a lot of private live broadcasts. Apparently somebody promised that, but instead there were days of silence, so he unsubbed. So who has been left that? Who promised lots of live broadcasts but didn't deliver?
Should we just shout out?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Jim.
Witsit, I think.
The chat is saying Witsit. What about you, Harnold?
Yeah, I think Witsit got a lot of crap for only live streaming once after being given a $40,000 trip for free.
Yeah. It was on Witsit's channel, so you all got it right. So the Catz is now in the lead until he's caught up by Witsit and Jaron. They're all in Dell's shed. Let's go again.
Oh, all the horse poop is still in here.
From the last pooey footprints.
He doesn't clean up after himself.
A false witness will not go unpunished, and whoever pours out lies will perish. Enjoy your 30 pieces of silver while it lasts. I mean, that's really nasty, isn't it?
Yeah.
We'll see what the chat say, but Jim, what are your thoughts?
I'll go for Witsit again on that one, I think.
Yeah. We've got Witsit from the chat as well. What about you, Harnold?
I'm going to go against the mainstream. I'm going to go Jaron on this one.
It was Witsit, which means Catz and Jaron take the lead. Whoa, let's get that there. Oh, what am I doing? Catz and Jaron take the lead and are looking favourites to be the first out of Dell's shed. We might run out of comments. If we do, we'll just have to end it with the position we are in. Okay, this one might have a slight clue in it. Hello, Jaron. I am still a flat earther. It makes me think that the A in Matt might be wrong. I think God has a tent that makes the sun look as though we live on a globe. Space comma. I say it's perspective. Who does that go to?
They're just fucking mad. Jaron.
Harnold, what do you think?
I mean, it might be wrong. They're not sure yet. And then I wonder what God's tent is made out of. But we're going to go with Jaren.
I wonder what his tent pole is made out of.
Oh, dear.
That's the worrying thing. It is Jaren, so everybody got it right. So Catz and Jaren are almost out of Dell's shed. Witsit is following behind.
I am objectively and literally still winning.
You are, yeah, you are. You 3 points. You quite handily. This is from a flat earther. Wait, now flat earthers sound crazy to you? All of a sudden, you ain't rapping facts real quick like usual self. You've lost all credibility. Who's that being spoken to?
I think Witsit, because he speaks quite quickly, whereas Jaren speaks more slowly. I don't know why I'm sort of looking at it from that side of it. It's like, yes, I deduce from the way the Flurfs are talking.
He has a rather rapid cadence.
Yes.
What about you, Harnold?
I think Witsit, because if you haven't heard, Witsit does actually have some flat earth raps. So I think it's Witsit.
But as in a musical sort of rap type.
Yeah, he is a lyricist. You know, when his wife is she actually has a really good voice. They've done some songs together, but yes, he raps about flat earth.
Oh, right.
Just save yourself, don't worry.
Well, you are all correct. The chat and both of you, it was Witsit. So yeah, this is good. We're all motoring along at a nice pace here. There might be a clue in this one. Hey, Austin, pick up some snow. I'm going to need gloves for that, even though it's so hot down here. I haven't worn gloves or a hat the entire time. Yes, the fake snow in the hot Antarctica. The chat have already spoken and said Witsit. What do you think, Arnold?
Yep, I think that one's Witsit. And I'm sure they all lost their minds because I guess when the plane got close, they shut, they get them to gear up in the case that it's super cold, and it really wasn't. So a bunch of them took their shirts off in that picture. So I'm sure right there, the whole thing was out the window.
Yeah. Yeah. Jim, what do you think?
I'm going to go Witsit on that one. Yes, thank you.
And it is all Witsit. I mean, look at Catz now. He's absolutely flying. He's halfway through Quantum Eraser's favorite containers. I believe his favorite container is actually the egg box that you mentioned before. I do believe that, but that's only rumor. Why weren't people leaving footprints in the snow, Jaren? Now, bear in mind, Jaren was also on Witsit's stream, so I'm not trying to influence you. I'm just saying, could be anybody's this. What's the chat going to say? Well, while I'm waiting for the chat, we'll go with Harnold. What do you think?
Well, we'll go with we'll take the safe bet with Jaren on this one.
That's what the chat say. What do you think, Jim?
Yeah, I'm going to be a lemming and say Jaren as well.
And you're all correct. It was Jaren. We are stomping through Quantum Eraser's favorite containers.
That's another one of those counterintuitive ones because there is not really snow. It's all just solid ice.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm trying to remember which one Quantum Eraser was.
Mm.
Not that it really matters.
I had a little song that went, Quantum Eraser, his favorite word is container. And it was clipped from him saying container.
Okay.
That's where that come from. But he was the guy who kind of like Nathan Oakley looked up to, and he always brought him on his channel to do those boring presentations on PowerPoint that took about 6 years for him to complete. He was one like, right. Gravity is not a force, that guy.
Okay. Yeah, I think I know who it is.
The Globe Terminator. He hangs out with that whole scummy 24/7 crew. He's kind of the leader, it seems. Nobody everybody cowers to him. It's very weird.
Yeah, he's been around a while. He's gained some kind of kudos and respect from that lot. I don't know why. How do you explain away the video of them cutting out 8 hours of footage in Antarctica? I don't even know what that means. Like, has somebody filmed a video of people editing 8 hours of something out, or like somebody like filmed the editing room where they're going, "Well, we'll cut that hour out. We'll cut that hour out." Jim, what do you think?
Someone will have made a video about it, and that's what they'll have done. I'm going to go for Jeronism on that one.
The chat is saying, Jaren, what do you think, Harnold?
I'll go against. I'll go Witsit. And because of course, in order for anything to be true, you have to have a video of the video being taken, of the video being taken, of the video being taken. Right?
Yeah.
So they clearly would have that footage.
In that.
It was Jaren, which means a gap is beginning to open. Catz and Jaren leap into Will Duffy's green screen collection, and now there is a little gap opening up. This is getting interesting, very interesting. For nobody, but I'm enjoying it. This could have gone to either of them, but she has got Catz in the title. What do you think, Harnold?
Oh, it's a real harsh burn to lose the respect of Crazy Cat Lady. This one's a coin flip. Jaren.
The chat have gone Jaren.
I think I'll go Jaren as well.
And you're all correct. Jaren has been unfollowed by Crazy Cat Lady, and I feel so sorry for him. But
she wasn't the one that was suing the government, was she?
That's Flat Earth Queen, I think.
Was it? I get confused with them.
They all blur into one. Next one. Why didn't you film the flight? Why are you not walking around? That snow was SUS.
What's SUS?
Sus, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like suspicious.
Yeah. I'm going to go Witsit on that one, I think.
Harnold?
Yeah, I think Witsit, because Jaren did film the flight.
Yeah. There were loads of people that filmed the flight. I mean, it's just...
Yeah.
And you are all correct, though. That is Witsit. So, I mean, Jaren and Catz are just about to leave Will Duffy's green screen collection. Witsit has hopped the fence out of Quantum Eraser's favourite containers. He's bringing up the rear, but the gap is not getting bigger, which is important. And the tension. Look, Harnold, you won the last race quite. You were in the lead all the way. You never fell behind. This must be a new feeling for you. How are you coping?
I mean, based upon Newtonian physics, I'm actually still winning, but Einsteinian, I'm not sure. Yeah,
it's tense. What about you, Jim? You feeling confident?
Well, I think it's quite clear to see that the results are being skewed, and it's all been filmed inside a giant dome.
If you have just joined and you don't know what's going on, Harnold is riding.
Join with the rest of us.
Yeah, none of us know what's going on. Harnold is riding Witsit. Jim is riding Jaren, and all you guys in the chat are riding me. And if you get the answer right, all of these comments have either appeared on Jerenism's channel or Witsit's channel since the final experiment. And all you got to do is guess what's right, and you can propel your horse that little bit further. So here we go. Thanks for the one very strange announced breath of fog after coming back to your camera holding your breath. Another fake breath thing. Harnold will come to you first, sir.
That'd be Witsit.
Jim?
Yeah, I think it's Witsit.
And now I've got to see what the chat says. Rory said Witsit, but I need two. And then Rachel, give the second. So yeah, I need two from the chat. And it was, hang on, I'm saying it was. Let me have a look at the answers. I have actually got an answer sheet here. Shall I show it? It was Witsit's. So Catz jumps into the land of Nathan Oakley's lost self-respect. It is a very, very large void. So does Jaren, and Witsit is still pumping through Will Duffy's green screen collection. He's whipping his horse.
I'm hitting him as hard as I can with this riding crop. He just won't move.
Talking about intermolecular forces. as fast as I can. Okay, I keep an open mind. I've followed Jeronism since he started. He's provided so much worth to the FE community, blah, blah, blah. As an aside, I'm sure Jeronism empathizes with the humiliation we flat earthers are feeling due to his observation, but he knows the earth is flat. Now, is that something that was sent to Jeron or behind Jeron's back on Witsit's channel? What do you think, Jim?
I think it's Jeron.
Harnold?
I think Jaren. There might be a way they could avoid that humiliation, but I think I think they screwed it up in the last sentence.
Well, you both say Jeron. The chat says Jeron. I'll give the answer in a minute. Professor Phil Bell, first of all, is an absolute legend. Hello, sir. How are you doing? If you don't know Professor Phil Bell, well, what was he's more famous than I am in this whole flat Earth arena. I've been out for that long, but Phil Bell is well worth and he's a proper scientist as well. His explanations are outstanding. The answer was Jeron. So we're all right. So we have Jim. You got it right. You're riding Jeron. So Jeron hops forward. The audience are riding me. It always sounds wrong, but I don't know how else to say it.
It does.
but I don't know how else to phrase it.
I'm gonna have nightmares about this tonight.
It's more and more uncomfortable every time you say it.
But you're doing really well. You're riding Jeron hard, Jim. This time you are. There's no mercy. You're taking him right to that finish line. So
I've switched to a riding crop that harnesses the power of electrostatics, and I think that's going to help.
Yeah, you're going to float over. Maybe do the old Catz trick before with your electrostatics. There we go. I'm at the finish line. Okay. So what's the next comment? I don't know how many comments we've got left as well. Las Vegas sphere style technology. You're like the Trump of the FE, controlled opposition. I like you too, Austin. I liked you too, Austin. Austin's lost a fan there, but on whose channel? Jeron's or Austin's? What do you think, Jim?
I think it's probably on Austin's channel.
Harnold?
I think so. I think that's Austin.
And it was
Trump of FE. Wow, that's a weird one.
It is, isn't it? Because I don't get that, because you're like the Trump of F, unless they're saying like Donald Trump is some kind of controlled opposition or something. But I thought a lot of flat earthers were very pro-Trump. I mean, I don't live in America. Well, Harnold, you're the perfect guy to ask. Like, is it in America where people who are more right-wing, flat earthy, would they more likely to be Trump supporters?
I think you can find many Trump supporters that are not flurfs, but I don't think you'll find a single flurf that is not a Trump supporter.
Yeah, and I think that's an important distinction as well. Yeah, like, because I think sometimes because there is that kind of thought over here, people are like, well, if you support Trump, if that American supports Trump, he must be a conspiracy theorist. That's not what I mean. Yeah, you're right. Like, you'll get many normal people supporting him, but yeah, I assume those who are of the right, of that mind will not be Democrats, will they?
Yeah, Richie just made a really good point in the comments. Which,
who did?
Richie. She said, yeah, they did used to say that Trump was going to expose it. He's going to expose that the Earth was actually flat and it wasn't a globe. And strangely enough, that never happened. So
I guess they missed that part where he started the Space Force.
Yeah.
Those are slightly at odds, maybe not.
Yeah, I think we're going to get the same with RFK. I've seen so many things on Twitter where it's like, well, RFK is going to ban this, he's going to ban that, he's going to expose what actually was in the intervention. I won't say the V word, but really, he isn't going to do any of that because there is no kind of like secret hidden agenda behind any of it. And the people who've been pushing him will now start to call him a shill. When he gets into that position and he's not doing what they want him to do, I can imagine a portion of that conspiracy community will really, really be getting on his back. I don't know. We'll see. But I mean, I'm commenting on American politics and I don't know anything about it. So maybe I should be quiet. But have I moved everybody on from that? Oh, no, I've not given the
I
answer.
don't think so. Oh.
I didn't even give the answer. The chat said Whitsit. I know that, but I can't remember what you two said.
Yeah, we said Whitsit.
Right,
Yeah.
and you're all correct. You're all correct. So Catz, boom. Jaren, boom. And Whitsit is... everybody's in the land of Nathan Oakley's lost self-respect. But Catz and Jaren are only one. So the audience and Jim are only one away from winning, which would give Austin, if they do it together, so to speak, that would give Austin 2 points, which would level everything. And it would all be a draw, which would be a great way to finish it. But let's have a look. Got the grid coordinates and compass and sextant readings of the camera location. You showed no scientific data and keep repeating to just take your word for it and then gaslight anyone questioning your lack of data. Who's being pushed for data there? Is it Jaren or is it Austin? Harnold, I'll come to you first.
Ooh, that's a tough one because neither one of them really did anything useful. Jaren, I think I'm gonna go Jaren. I think there were maybe more expectations he was gonna do stuff. So Jaren.
The chat have gone Jaren as well.
Yeah,
so,
I'm gonna solidarity with everyone else. I'm gonna say Jaren.
well, it was Whitsit. So all the horses stumble and take a poo. It was it, yeah, all wrong on that one. Let's go for the next.
Get him on a shot.
Tim Tully, thank you so much, sir. There was a man named Mr. Lang, and he owned a neon sign. Oh, sorry, I thought that was going to be a limerick. There was. I started reading that like it was a limerick. It's not. It's more to it, right? Thank you, Tim. There was a man named Mr. Lang, and he owned a neon sign, but Mr. Lang was very old, so they called it Old Lang Syne. I like that. I like that. That's a good one. Sorry, I ruined that joke by thinking it was a limerick. There was no man named Lang. God, if I could wind back time, I'd have read that better. Thank you, Tim, so much for that. Okay. Something definitely happened to Austin on this trip, but
we already did this.
We've done that one. That was the first one.
Yeah, we did do that one, yeah.
Hang on, we haven't run out of questions. Let's just go and get that one back.
We've gone full Pac-Man Earth.
Okay. We've got the coordinates. We've done that one. Okay. More chilly than Antarctica. Enjoy the controlled op theatre, everyone. LOL.
Whitsit.
Say so Whitsit says Whitsit. What does Jaren say?
I'm going to say Whitsit.
And what does the audience say? We've got Rachie first in with Jaren. Debatable D follows up with Jaren. And the answer is Jaren. And the audience play Catz. And I will show you that the answer is Jaren. And I'm not making it up by bringing it in there. And I've got it down in the bottom here. That's how I've been knowing the answers, because I've had to write them in big letters next to each one. Which means Catz leaps the bound for all 3 points, which puts him on 4 points. 4 points. However, Jaren is already on 3.
Puts him on 5.
Oh, puts him on 5, yeah. Jaren, oh, yeah. Oh, my God. So Catz might actually win if Whitsit overtakes. I don't know what's going on here, but let's figure this out. Right.
No, it'll be, whatever it is, it'll be a draw. Unless you're changing the rules again.
Is there no?
There's no way for it to win.
There's no way Catz can win. Oh, no. Well, let's go. I think this one's an obvious one. How could you do this to me, Whitsit? I abandoned my family for Flat Earth. We are all in too deep to look at anything that can prove us wrong. I have to assume that is a troll. I have to assume that is not a real person who said that. Because if it is, it's quite mean of me to put that up there. But I'm genuinely believe that's a trolling comment. But still, it's a good one. But whose channel do we think it was left on? The chat, we've got Rachie and no, it's Andy immediately coming out with Whitsit. What do you think, Arnold?
I think that's got to be Whitsit. But it's getting harder and harder to tell what's trolling and what's real with this stuff. The line is blurry.
It's very blurry. What about you, Jim?
I'm going to go for Whitsit as well.
Everybody says Witsit. Everybody moves on, which means Jaren finishes second, picks up another 2 points to also end up on 5, tied with Catz. Witsit will pick up 1. There's something not right about the scoring of this competition, because that puts you on 4 points, which really isn't fair, because that will put you last and you won the first one. I'm going to give Witsit a bonus point so we all finish on 5. I think that's fair, because you don't deserve to come last, Harnold.
This game is objectively and literally it's been organized by the Jesuits.
Tusk has put a poem in chat for you, Catz. You might have to go up a little bit.
Who has, sorry?
He's Tusk. He's dropped a poem in there for you.
A poem, let's have a look. There once was a man called Catz who made a game laughing at... He fell at the first, and Damien Hirst, God, I've not heard that name for a while, put him in a bath full of bats. Tusk, you are a legend. You are a legend. Hey, Arcanix, how you doing, sir? So it's all ended up as a draw. I can't have you come in last, Harnold, because I just kind of made up the score that would happen if it was a draw. I can't have you come in last. But I think a draw is fair all around. So well done is all I can say. I don't want to take your Saturday nights from you. So unless anybody, if I stop sharing, unless anybody has a topic of conversation that you're desperate to get out, or you want to, or if the chat has any questions, fire them away. But at this point, what I'll say is, Jim, I promised you an hour. Harnold, I promised you an hour. It's 8:20. I am holding nobody's toes to the fire to stay here. You've done more than the time I said I'd take from you. So I might answer some questions for like 10 minutes, but it's up to you two whether you want to stick around for that or whether you want to go. It's entirely up to you. What's your plan, Harnold?
He's lying. I'm being held by at gunpoint in front of a green screen in Antarctica. No, I'm good to go. I can hang out for a little while.
You sure? You sure?
Yeah.
Jim, honestly, feel free.
Okay.
You sure? Go on.
Rachie said 24-hour stream, which I don't think I'll be doing, but you're more than welcome to go and do that.
I don't think I'll be doing a 24-minute stream. I think from this point,
24-hour stream just of your backdrop.
Yeah. Oh, can I shout out I Am Blue on Twitter who made this for me? He turned it into like what do you call it? Is it a GIF when the images go one after the other and it makes the clouds look like they move? He did that. Let's have a look. Zoomy, hi Zoomy. Culture Cats with So Slide debunks the myths that falsify. See, this is way better than anything I could come up with. Flat Earth to quacks, their mission's clear, truth and reason always near. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask your guys' genuine thoughts on the fallout of this final experiment. I know you did a video on it, Jim, and I know that Jaren is kind of hinting that it is possible it could be a globe. But yeah, the two of you, what do you think's going on? Like, what do you think will happen?
Do you want to go, Harnold?
Go for it.
Okay. I think some people may change, but you see, I've not seen much of what the actual flat earthers are doing, but I've seen a couple of debates that have happened since then. And there was one last night with MC Toon and Brian's Logic, and it was embarrassing to watch it because he was absolutely clueless. And I just think it's going to carry on like that. You're going to just get people that just willfully ignore everything that's happened. They're already saying, well, you've not got a video from the 4 hours between landing and going and starting the experiment. It's like, well, actually, some people have. It's out there. There is some, someone got that. And then they're saying, it's like they were saying in the comments, you can't see your breath when people are breathing. So obviously it's fake. People weren't wearing hats. So obviously it's fake. It's like, there's nothing you can do. I think with some people, you were dealing with that level of stupidity or just pure sort of obstinance, whatever that word is that I can't remember. You're dealing with people that just won't let go of it. And I think we've all sort of said for a while that probably nothing will change. There may be one or two people that will come over, but all that will happen is what we're seeing with the people in the comments is they'll say, well, you're a shilling. You've always been a shilling. We never believed you. It's nonsense.
Yeah. What do you think, Arnold?
I think, I mean, the people who are dug in, they already started saying, oh, well, we expected this to happen the whole time. Like, what are you talking about, right? They just literally flipped the script before they even finished the trip, right? So I think the ones that are dug in and, watching the Earth Awakenings Discord, they're making up new models left and right and just coming up with nonsense, right? So I think the ones who are dug in, it hasn't been about objective reality for a long time for them, right? Now maybe there's some sort of fence sitters, or it's definitely going to make it a little bit harder to hold new people into this, because they used to be able to use these simple little mantras like water always finds its level and all of that, but now it's what about the Antarctica thing? Oh, well, it's the dome is full of super fluids and magnetic resonance. Like they can't use their simple tricks anymore to yank new people in, I think. So that, and the other interesting thing is sort of the divide between the ones who say it actually happened, but it doesn't matter, versus the ones who say it's all fake. So it's caused chaos, which has just been hilarious to watch.
That's a really good point, actually. There is that divide between, a lot of people saying it's fake and a lot of people saying, okay, well, we believe it, but it doesn't actually change anything. We'll just work around our model. I dropped in on a live stream today, just in the chat, from a guy who FTFE debated recently, and he rage quit against FTFE. And he was very, very, very religious, coming from that side. And he wasn't coming from a scientific side. He was more like, we need to defend God's word, etc. So he's obviously like a Bible literalist. And, and I didn't go in to take the mick, but I just went in and said hi. And immediately I was attacked in the comments. It was like, well, you shouldn't be here, etc. So all I said was, it's all right, guys, I'm on your side. I know the guy who did the special effects, right? Thinking they go, ha, 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 jog on. And honestly, somebody said, really, do you think he'd be up for doing an interview? Or has he signed an NDA? I was like, my God, crazy. But let's see if there are any questions in the old chat. Oh, let's have a look at this one. See, this gets me, because there are people who genuinely for the work, like Professor Phil Bell in the past, was I'm pretty sure he's okay with me saying he worked with launching satellites. I'm pretty sure that's public knowledge, isn't it? Yeah. Sorry, so. Jim, come.
Yeah, I think it is. He's got a comment in here just that I noticed before, saying Oakley's already saying it doesn't matter because the Earth measures flat, and he's
got his soundbite. Yeah, he's got his soundbite. That's all that matters. Which is what he does. When I came on the scene, his soundbite was, show me how perspective is incorporated into the curve calculator. That was just a soundbite. And what did it go on to then? A container is an antecedent for pressure, and then it was like, you can't measure the angle to a star without a flat baseline. And it just, you just shout the same things. Have you heard any other soundbites, Harnold, that just you get, repeated over and over and over?
Well, I guess I heard in, watching the Brian debate last night with Toon that I guess there was some fallout, and I'm always just fascinated with the reality TV aspect of all this nonsense. So I went and punished myself listening to, there was some 8-hour stream from Oakley and QE trying to find out where they got in a fight with Brian's logic. But QE was saying that his new thing he started saying is that you can't have perspective on a globe. It doesn't work. He said it over and over again. And Brian's logic went into this big, insane, rational, quote unquote, logical explanation as to why you can't have perspective on a globe. And like, what?
What does that even mean?
Yeah. There was something. He wasn't kidding.
I didn't watch all of it, but there was something. It must have been at least an hour in, maybe more than that, because I think Brian was talking about going in 20 minutes or something. But he came out with something that was so completely absurd. I just switched it off. I mean, admittedly, it was like 3 o'clock in the morning or something like that. But it was one of those where it's like I just cannot listen to it because it was complete and utter. It was yeah. It was just for the first time ever. I've actually switched one off because it's like I can't listen to this. This just makes me stupid even listening to it.
Think about Brian. I interacted with him when he came on to debate Ranty on when I had the Conspiracy Catz channel, and up until that point, we'd only ever interacted in the comments, and obviously it's difficult, just to gauge somebody's kind of like personality and stuff in the comments. And I didn't think that we get on. I thought he perhaps didn't like me, but I'll be honest. When we spoke before and after, like, he's a really nice guy, and I really actually like him a lot. I think he's a great guy. But he's obviously got this desperate belief that he wants to prove, and he is extraordinarily dim. He can't see. It's a bit like Flatzoid in some ways. They just can't see why they can't say things like this is an acute right angle. They just don't understand it, and I think because of that, they don't understand any of the criticism they're getting. It's mind blowing. Yeah, Rachel says the same. Yeah, I like Brian. I'm a big fan.
Sometimes I can't figure out, and I'm sure it's a mixture of the two. If it's that they can't understand or they just don't want to, they just outright reject anything that they can't line up with their weird worldview. So I don't think Whitsett's not as dumb as he comes off, right? I think he's a pretty intelligent guy. He's choosing to do this stuff, which is even stranger to me in some ways, right?
I wonder how much of that is the religious aspect of it, because if you believe you're defending, if you really, really have this deep-rooted belief in good and evil and God and Satan, it's almost like a war, a spiritual war, I suppose, if you really believe that. And obviously, if you believe that, you believe you are on the side of good. And, having that kind of motivation to go into this war, it doesn't really matter what you understand science-wise, just saying something and being there and being committed about it, I think is probably enough for them.
Yeah, I think as well. I mean, Rachel's just said in the comments, it doesn't help that you've got liars and deceivers in your ear all the time. If you're susceptible to that sort of nonsense and you've got these people constantly going on and you immerse yourself in this echo chamber of the Oakleys and the Whitsits and all that sort of stuff, then all you're going to do is pick up their information and you won't accept anything different because you're told that the mysterious they, are lying to you and they want to control you. And it's if you've got people that are deliberately giving this disinformation out, if you have that view already, all it does is reinforce that view, and it's really difficult to break through it and make people see the reality of the situation.
I heard. There's the. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I think for the folks who will immerse themselves in like the cesspool of 24/7 too, or any of this really, there's the social aspect, right? Where you dare you not go against the mantras that are being shouted from above, or you'll get dogpiled and potentially just silenced or booted out, right? And then even if somebody decides that as a result of TFE, it's a globe. Well, now all of a sudden their entire social circle that they may have been hanging out with for years is immediately going to turn on them, like which happened with Jaron and Whitsett, which is kind of what happens when you leave a cult, right? So there's the whole social aspect too. It's a lot for someone to face to get out of this nonsense, right? It's a lot more than just measurements.
No, you're right, absolutely right. I just want to respond to Sean. Sean, you definitely are coming on the show. I kind of I've been a bit more organized than I usually am, and I've had things planned kind of in advance. I had this stream planned, although actually I did rope my daughter was supposed to come on this stream. She let me down, so I've kind of changed things last minute. But definitely I want you to come on, and I want to talk to you more really than most people, because you were, I think, the very, very first subscriber that I remember having when I was on the Conspiracy Catz channel. And I know you were around before me, so you've seen the whole story all the way through. And I really just want to have a chat where me and you just chat about it. So you definitely are coming on. But I do have 3 more live streams planned between now and when we can make that happen. But yeah, do go over and check out Sean Hawkins' channel. He's been around in the community way longer than I have, and he gets way more involved with the flat earthers. So yeah, Sean, absolutely, mate. We'll get you on and we'll have a chat. But like I said, I've got about another 3 already planned in the works before I can get you on. What's he saying? Can't disagree with that. Yeah.
Wit's got to have to chase some. If he goes away from this, some other conspiracy rabbit hole. That's just it's his whole identity, like Phil said, which is just weird.
But also, I mean, they make. I'm not going to guess how much money they make, but it's going to be something that you'll miss. You know, through the patrons and the super chats, they will miss that money when it's gone, and to kind of go 180 degrees with their view, it will be cut off. You know, their followers will just be like, well, that's it, gone. And that'll be and the social media presence that they've got again will go. You know, they'll be cancelled, if you like, by their community. And that they are quite on a pedestal or they have been for their community. It's going to be very, very difficult for them to let that thank you, Austin. To let that go, you know, because they are. I mean, they're far more well known than I am. You know, not that I'm well known, but they are far. They get far more interaction than I do. So a big thing to let go. Ah, here we go. Which it left was employed to stop people arguing geocentric. Wow. So what was he thinking? It was a geocentric flat Earth? Was he just not understanding what geocentric meant? Also, I mean, I don't need to tell anybody to subscribe to Dave McKeegan because anybody who knows me knows Dave McKeegan. But thanks for dropping by, sir, and a great.
And he's a northerner, so that's another reason to subscribe. And from the right side of the Pennines.
Tell me he's a Lancashire lad.
Oh well, he definitely is.
Oh, I hope so. So am I. Dave, good to see you here. If I ever am in your area, I will definitely buy you a beer quite happily. 8 out of 10 Catz is here.
Yeah, Doom's around.
Doom, you're more than welcome to pop on and we can talk about the channel and get some flat Earth debates if you want. I know you're busy, you've got things on, but if you wanted to come on, only if you want to, no pressure. I know you. I'll send you a link and we can chill out and have a beer for an hour. It's up to you.
Got my corporate beer here, wherever it is.
I'm in a dilemma because I need a wee and I don't know how to handle it while we're screaming. So,
just whatever you do, don't sleeping warrior it.
Well, we could do chat questions or something else. Could we do that?
Are you happy to? And also, I'm really conscious about taking your evening up. So, like, even if I'm just sat here because I've got no friends and I'm just chatting away, don't feel as if you can't say, "Oh, well, thanks, but I'm going now." Like, it's your Saturdays and it's your family time and stuff. So don't feel I'm trapping you here.
I'm not in anyway. I'm messing about with lights at the moment. So
the kids are all playing with Christmas stuff. So
I'm just gonna send
lazy afternoon.
Okay. Well, don't just like I just want to make it clear. Don't feel as if I'm trapping you into spending your time. Like it's a voluntary thing, right? I've sent you a link, Doom, but obviously I understand if you can't use it. Can I leave you guys in charge of my channel while I go to the toilet?
Yeah, absolutely.
Promise not to break it. I'll see you in a minute.
I got a fun, maybe a fun question for the chat. I've wondered about this. Like, does anybody think that Jaron Orwitz could wind up making more money as, you know, one who escaped the flat Earth cult if they sort of dug into that side of it than they do with the 20 flurfs who subscribe to them? If it's about money, it feels like that could still be lucrative. They still have a story to tell that I think some people would still be interested in paying attention to, but I don't know. I mean, Jaron's got a bigger audience, I guess. That's just something I thought about.
Yeah, it's a good question, isn't it? I mean, what are those two going to do? Because it's going to be really difficult for them to carry on as it is, and they're going to have to change the whole sort of way of operating. And I don't know how much of a living they make out of it. I think Witsit probably makes more of a living out of it than journalism. But it's like, that's what you've built that's your brand, and all of a sudden you're just changing your brand around from one day to the next. I just need to try something to see if it works. Hang on. Echo, play Taylor Swift. No, he's not. Okay, that's yeah. That's it. It is. I don't know. What's this?
I have no gauge on like how much either of these guys make from it. Honestly, I have. Is it a couple hundred? Is it enough to actually help with bills? Like I literally have not even an order of magnitude idea how much either of them make from this stuff.
I don't know. I think obviously they've got YouTube channels which I can't see them making a massive amount of money out of. But I think from what I know, I think Witsit's got like Patreons and merch and stuff. I mean, I don't know because I just don't look into it because it doesn't interest me. But it's it's just bizarre, isn't it? It's the whole purpose, the whole being has suddenly gone, and it's like, well, how on earth do you come back from that? Where'd you go? What I suppose there is a redemption arc, and there's always a story in a redemption and going around and debunking what you used to say was true, and there are people that do that, which is great. But how viable that's going to be? Oh, Doom's here. Hey, Doom.
Hello, everybody.
I'm just going to mention who you are, Doom. I know everybody knows you. You've been on before, but myself and Doom own a channel called 8 out of 10 Catz. We co-run it together, and we are turning it into a debate channel. And any kind of like flat Earth debate, anything like that, will be on there. And we have got an idea for a fun first debate, but I'll pass it over to you, Doom, and you can fill the rest in.
Well, actually, I have got a more serious debate already confirmed, actually, for you.
You've got one confirmed?
Yeah. Rach has already offered you out for a debate.
Oh, quality. Where is she?
You better be serious.
Oh, well, we were going to... I honestly feel I could debate flat Earth as a flat earther better than a flat earther. And I'm looking for an opponent. I don't know. Don't know what that means, but...
Yeah, I'll be moderating, and I will be muting him when it's not his turn. Because we all know he likes to butt in.
The debate will be on what was said recently. Oh, yeah. I went on Flatzoid's stream the other night just to chat. And I know Dell watches Flatzoid's stream. And Dell gets really annoyed with Flatzoid. And he gets really annoyed when I comment on his channel. So I went on to Flatzoid's live just to say that, like, although they're both wrong, Flatzoid is way less wrong than Dell. And Flatzoid loved it. He was like, oh, thank you very much. Just imagine Dell fuming. The background.
So can we make a date? Because I think that'll be a debate for the ages, that.
This would be good. SCSC. That will be an amazing one. Yeah, if we can get that. Hang on. So sorry, was that actually a genuine offer of debate? We got two here, but I will be a flat earth. Sorry, Doom, go.
And if it is, I mean, just and if you're scared of losing to a female, mate, I mean, this gauntlet's being thrown down now.
Mate, I live in a house full of women. I get beat. I lose in debates to women every single day of the week, 24/7.
Yeah, you'd be used to it, wouldn't you?
We've got. When did this happen? Did I miss a new member when I was in the little toilet? It says IC spin.
It's only just now.
Yep.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
Remember, You just
Trouble.
confirmed in chat it's a genuine debate. So if we can agree a date and time.
I'll hit you up on Discord, Rachie. We'll get something sorted. That sounds perfect. Thank you, Austin, as well. I will applaud Whitson and Jerry if they fess up, but they aren't getting a single red sent for me. They lied too much too long to forgive now. I agree. I agree. So yes, Harnold, you have met Doom, haven't you? Just very briefly the other week.
Yeah, I
I
did.
think so. Yes.
Yeah, I did.
So
Good to meet you again, by the way.
Yeah. You too, man.
Well, we've got our first debate set up now, which is great. I don't really know what to say or do. I don't really have much of a personality, so I'm kind of waiting on questions from the chat. So please just interrupt and take over.
There was a very relevant chat question that appeared before, which was what was your take on the Wallace and Gromit film, and in particular the East-West divide that they touched on.
I've not seen it yet. I've got it on my watch list.
Okay, well there we go.
I've got a question for you, Jim.
Oh, have you?
Yeah. Has your missus kicked you out yet?
Yeah, that's it. I'm in my secret hideaway.
You see, you seem to be in a different room.
I am in a different room. Yes, I'm in my secret hideaway.
Oh dear. Oh, quiet Christmas for you then.
Well, yeah, no, you got fed up with the constant swearing in the kitchen. I kept getting told off when I was on the other stream for swearing too much. It's like, okay, right, I'll do something different.
Everybody's got a flurf shed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've got a flare stable. If you ask Jim, mine's a flare stable.
Well, you'd say it's a stable. I mean, some people would call it a horse house
or a convention centre.
Yeah. Over on the east wing of the residence.
Yeah.
See if there are any questions in the chat. Just fire your questions in. We're just hanging out now. I don't know how long I'm going to go. Probably not too much longer. Again, I just want to say to the guys in chat, don't feel as if I'm taking your Saturday up. At any point, you feel free to say you've had enough of my nonsense. Dr. Nimrod, no, I've not heard from him for about a year. But what I do know is, from last I heard of him, he's a lot happier than he was, which is brilliant news.
I saw him pop into, it was one of the TFE related live streams. It might have been one of the ones Duffy did. I'm not sure. But I remember I saw his name pop up and I hadn't seen it in a long time, but he just a brief positive comment and didn't engage too much more. But it was good to see him.
Thanks, Rachie. Was he under his
get that off screen?
Was he under his auditing the absurd title?
Yes. Yeah. That was the one.
I'll never forget when he went viral with his first Johnny Depp video, and he hit me up on Skype and he was like, "Look at this," and he showed me his analytics, and he was getting at one point, at least when I was watching, I don't know if it got more, but he was getting like 10,000-11,000 views a minute. Like, I've never seen anything like it. Like 10,000 views a minute on this video, and we were just sat. I was in my car. I remember I was parked outside the shop. Was going to buy some crisps, salt and vinegar discos. That's what I'd gone for. And I was looking at his analytics and thinking, that is just balmy. And we were just counting up. We must have been the 250,000 views just gone in the space of no time at all. It was crazy.
Another question in chat from Coco Rose. It said, who on panel has the best swear words?
We've got to be careful how we answer that one.
I think it's me.
Of course you do. In fact, we use your name as a swear word when you're not on.
I have the art of the compound swear word, which is always makes it funnier.
We already had a long chat about teabagging, so
yeah, you might have missed that one, Doom. The sort of, that was the cultural section of the show. Yeah, we like to vary it a bit.
Have you been showing him a demo again, Catz?
I haven't.
Teabagging someone online.
I've seen this on Twitter. I saw Creaky post a message saying, rumors of my demise have been exaggerated, etc. Did that really happen for a while? Were people really thinking he'd passed?
Somebody said it in Toon's side chat last night after the debate when he was streaming, and Toon immediately silenced him and said, email me with evidence or you're never speaking here again, because that's not something to joke about. So that's the only place I heard it.
Yeah, that's a horrible thing. That Crafty was a genuine draw. Actually, it was very exciting. Let's see if there's anything in chat. But yeah, Rachie and STS TV is still there. If you're up for those debates, that would be amazing.
One thing I need to say, if you haven't already said it yet, I was going to host just a hangout, a little bit like what Catz has done tonight. I usually always try and do something at Christmas, but people just are at a loose end or just want to chat, and it's just the subject matter is open. So I'm going to plan to do it tomorrow. Catz will be there for a period of time. So if you like listening to me but not looking at me, you can always just look at Catz, can't you?
I'm just going to pop the channel in the description, because this is where we are going to be doing into the chat. This is where we are going to be doing any debates, any flat Earth debates, any debate of any kind. I do want to ask what Rory said there. He's fallen into what rabbit hole have you seen him go into? Because I wasn't aware that he'd slipped into a rabbit hole. I can't type and talk at the same time. Sorry, I'm going to shut up. There we go. Got it. All right. There we go. Pasted it. So if anyone wants to keep up to date with the debates, that sounds like a very Nathan Oakley thing. It's in the chat, and I'll pin that. It's in the chat. I'll pin that.
If anybody just want to come on tomorrow night, it'll be starting about 6. You're more than welcome. Like I said, the DMs on the 8 out of 10 Catz Twitter are open. Just DM me if you want to pop on. So me and Catz will be there. A couple of others. I say you're all welcome. The only thing I ask is that you respect whoever's in the room, and probably also read the room as well, because it'll be full of people like me and Catz in it. And we're very awkward people because we're I'm a Yorkshireman and he's the wrong side of the Pennines, Jim.
I can't believe you just said I was Yorkshire.
I'm not sure that's true, really, is it?
I knew he adopted you, that's what it was.
I know my head moves like a Canadian, and it appears that I'm in Antarctica, but I'm actually in Texas and have no idea what you guys are talking about.
Wait till we actually start
Professor
using local slang. You'll be struggling then.
Professor Philbell, that sounds like a great opportunity. That if it's depending on, I know you're on the other side of the world, so depending on what time it is, I'm all up for that. Thank you. So, Clive, Magnus Carlsen disqualified for wearing jeans in a chess match.
That's terrible.
Right, do we have questions? I am running out of things to talk about because I have no personality or ideas. So I have to pass it over to you, or maybe we'll slowly start to wrap it up. It depends, unless questions start coming in.
Well, Rachel said a Phil versus Catz debate. What would the topic be?
Oh, I would debate as a flat earther and quite happily watch myself get destroyed by Phil. That would be awesome. Yeah, I might do a few of those. Oh, Where's Wally? If you've not checked out Where's Wally's channel, definitely well worth having a look at as well. He's part of that Australian, what they call like the Wolf Pack, with Wolfie and Critical Think, etc. Very, very well worth checking out. So
while he put together that contraption with the sundials, that was used down at TFE, right? I think.
Yeah, and I know he was involved. I know he did like he designed some experiments or something for Critical Think to take. I was really behind on everything until really the final experiment happened, and then for some reason it perked my interest up, but I didn't really follow it as closely as perhaps I should have until it kind of got there, if you like. Which flat earther or the science denier is on top of your wish list? Eric DeBay has got to be the one because he drags so many people in, and he's never debated anybody, and I think that's for obvious reasons. But
You know something,
he would.
right? You know something? I would, for the sheer entertainment value of it, I would say Catz versus Marissa Keeland.
Who's that?
The one who goes by the handle "See You Later." You made a video starring her not a couple of weeks ago.
I did.
The one who was, the one who was going to,
Flat Earth Queen.
Yeah, it's Marissa Keeland.
Right. Yes. Yeah, the one who's
I've
suing.
She MC Toon, where basically, I mean, he spelt flatties wrong, bless him. But he's saying that basically suck it flatties, and she started having sort of like this back and forth with him on Twitter, and I just said to just say a couple of things about false reporting and things because she's getting the FBI in, and apparently, is it GoFundMe are going to call him a fraud? Something stupid like that.
She's trying, yeah. I think she genuinely believes that some kind of fraud has taken place. It is, it's balmy. Really, really is balmy.
Somebody said Crazy Eyes in the chat. She's been on. Was she on Toon or FTFE? And it looked like her eyes were bugged open the whole time, and she was a nut job.
Yeah,
I didn't realize that was the same lady who was the one who's suing the FCC or government or whatever.
Yeah, I think she did go on MC Toon, to be fair.
So, oh no, it's Andy. I don't know who Mallory is, and I keep hearing the name, but I've no idea who that is. No idea.
I've heard the name. There's Austin Sims has asked a question. I think he said, "What does anybody stand to gain by lying about the shape of the Earth?" Which I think is a really good question, and it's one of those ones. It's a simple question, and they can never answer it. They always say, "Oh, well, it's them." And it always comes down to them, this mysterious them. And, at the moment they go on about NASA, and it's like, well, people have been saying the Earth's a globe for 2,000 years, which somewhat predates NASA. And then it turns into the Illuminati and the Freemasons and the Rothschilds and all that sort of stuff. So I don't know what anyone else's thoughts on that one is.
The NASA one gets me because I mean, we moved down to Houston when I was like 9 years old from New Jersey, and I lived literally 5 minutes from Johnson Space Center. So it's NASA contractors and employees all over the place, right? I mean, the whole area is just, kind of obsessed with it because it's awesome. Like you kind of take it for granted that NASA's right there. But I mean, there was one time a friend I went to school with, his dad was an astronaut, and I spent the night at his house when his dad was up in the shuttle, right? So it just to hear them say it's all lies, it's all nonsense. Like, do you realize how many people? Like this is an entire community of thousands of engineers that are all just doing fake things. Like it makes no rational sense whatsoever. It's crazy.
And when you say that, the response you get back is like, you get two words: money and compartmentalization. And they're just like, oh, that explains it then. You've said compartmentalization, therefore that explains it completely. Well done. It's again, it's all hand wave dismissal, isn't it?
But it's still, I mean, but what do you gain? That's what I can never get my head around. It's like, if the Earth is flat and everyone's lying about it, it's like, okay, how is my life any different? It's what's the point? Why spend? It would be trillions and trillions of dollars, pounds, whatever it is, to do this. And it's like, but why? What difference does it make? And it makes no difference. So why bother doing it? And yeah, that's. I think it's a great question, and it's just, fundamentally, if you keep asking that question, why, they'll just fall apart because they've got nothing.
Well, they get angry then, and I've asked why, and the response I've always got is, It's to make you feel insignificant. And again, well, why? Why does living on a globe, make me feel insignificant? Well, because and ultimately, it all boils down to creation, doesn't it? It all boils down to, if you believe in the flat Earth, there's a God and you're not insignificant.
Yeah.
Well, why can God not have created the Earth as it is? If that's what you want to believe that.
Isn't denying the globe denying God's creation? Uh-oh.
Nice.
I think there are parts of the Bible which do more or less imply the shape of the Earth is a globe, as well as this dome nonsense and all that other stuff. But I will try and find out the passages, just so you've got a reference to it.
I think MC Toon's done quite a lot on that, because obviously he's quite religious. So he has done a lot on sort of debunking the myth that the Bible says that the Earth is flat. But I think he's also got the information in there about it.
They always fall back on also stuff about hidden lands and hidden resources they're keeping from everyone else. And well, what are they doing with all that? Even that's just ridiculous and silly.
Like none of it is thought through, is it? It's just it's balmy. It is absolutely balmy. And I got to the point where I just laughed at it all, and I had to just walk away. I can't do this anymore. And I hate has made me make this content again, but I don't know. I don't know what to say. It's just all ridiculous farce.
Literally, the Earth Awakening Discord's been fun to watch here and there, because it's literally anything except for it being a globe is completely acceptable and fine. Literally anything.
Well, yeah, they won't. I believe it's geostationary flat. That's fine. I respect your belief. I believe it's flat but in motion. That's fine. I respect your belief. I believe it's hollow. Fine. I believe it's concave. Fine. I believe it's a globe. What do you believe that for?
I thought we were on Chatbox Travels then for a second.
That's how they act, though, isn't it? You're right. Yeah, anything but a globe.
And that's it. And that's the really annoying thing. Is like, we don't believe in the globe model. It's like, right, okay, well, you believe it's flat. Give us a model for the flat one. Well, we've not got one. Okay, give us a model for it being concaved. Well, we've not got one. Well, here's a model for a globe. Well, I don't believe in that. But it's like, well, here it is. This works. Everything we're saying works on this. Give us something that works on your flat Earth. And it's like, oh, well, we've not got one. It's like, well, stop being a dickhead then. You've not got anything that'll do it. Just accept this one, because this one will do everything that we say it'll do, and you can't do anything that don't be a twat. Just sorry.
It used to be they fall back on the AE map for even though the flight paths make no sense and they had something, right? But like airplanes clearly get from one place to another, and now they don't even have a fake map. So
yeah, but they don't dip the nose down all the time, do they? So obviously it's not a globe. They'd have to be flying like that all the time.
Oh, you've not flown Ryanair then, have you?
I was on a flight coming back from somewhere, and there was a pilot. He was just riding as a passenger, sitting next to me, right? And he was still dressed up, and you could tell he was a pilot, right? So I turned to him and asked the question. I was like, "So, how often are you asked if you have to nose the plane down?" And he just looked at me like I had three heads, right? And I had to explain to him the fact that there are actually people who at least pretend to think the Earth is flat, and he was just, he was completely flabbergasted that this was even still a thing. Like, I think people sometimes also lose, like, who are kind of in the scene, I guess if you'll call it, or whatever, who follow these debates and all that, lose perspective that to the outside world, this is all just completely it's nonsense. Like, there are debates where they try to give both sides an equal say, and it's like, no, they don't really deserve an equal say, honestly, because they have nothing. But inside this community, they do, right? So yeah, to the outside, which has been fun. That's another funny outcome of TFE, is there's been a lot more sort of mainstream coverage of it, which has all been very funny to watch.
But you're right, they do feel when they're in this community, which is another reason why I kind of stopped making content on it, that they are having some kind of valid conversation, because the way, you know, the channels and the communities kind of like come together. You know, they do feel when they say something that's utter barmy bollocks that they are actually being taken seriously and having some kind of adult discussion. And no, it isn't. Hamza's been on the channel. I think he was on did he do a debate for us, Doom, or was that on my agree to disagree? But Hamza,
yeah, he did a debate for us, and I think unless he's got other plans, he'll be coming on the stream tomorrow.
Perfect. Yeah, he believes God and believes and accepts God. Yeah, I mean, my response is science cannot disprove the existence of God, right? So it is a belief. You either believe, you don't believe. But if you are going to believe in God, then why not just accept that he has left all these scientific signposts about how the world works? Because if not, if you're going to believe something that goes against that, then either you're believing that the God that you believe in has deliberately tricked you by leaving these scientific signposts to say the earth is a globe and evolution exists. And then, well, what kind of God do you believe in? Or, well, I mean, that's it. That's your only other option, isn't it? Let's have a look. Oh, now this is an interesting one from Brenda. I like Brenda, but I would love to hear why you think that. That's not a challenge. I'm not trying to debate you on it, but I would love to hear your follow-up to that. What do you guys think?
I think it makes it very. Does it disprove it completely? I don't think. I suppose there is always a percentage of uncertainty, and in that percentage of uncertainty, that's where you could say it possibly lives. I personally, I don't think there is a God, and I'm not overly worried, because even if I'm wrong, apparently if you go up to the pearly gates and repent, then you're let in anyway, so that's fine. I mean, I might not want to go in. It might be more fun down the other place, but yeah, there is, whilst there is an element of uncertainty, there is some possibility, no matter how remote, that it could be true.
I'll just stress Hamza's comment here. Do I think less of you creationists? I'll make this really clear. I don't think less of anybody, no matter what they believe. I don't think less of somebody who's a flat earther for believing the earth is flat. And I don't think less of somebody who's a creationist for thinking that evolution doesn't exist and creation is real. I don't think less of anybody for that. What I always try and do, though, is say, okay, if you have your belief, but then you are going to try and perform some kind of activism online by which you misrepresent science and get it all wrong, you know, misrepresent it or even lie about it to try and shoehorn your belief into other people's minds. That's what I've got a problem with. So I don't mind somebody saying, look, like Will Duffy, you know, he says, I don't believe in the Big Bang. I don't believe in evolution. I believe, fine. But if he then said, I don't believe in evolution, because did you know that this aspect of radiometric dating is incorrect? And then he misrepresents what that is. That kind of eats into science education. So it's not the belief, it's the activism that misrepresents science that I think less of. I don't know if that makes sense, guys, but that's my opinion.
Yeah, I think also there's the question of, does it disprove God or prove God? And then the other question is, which God? Because there's more than one, depending on your particular sort of flavor of religion. You know, so which God is it that it proves or disproves? Discuss.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not. It's not even an argument I have an interest in having. Is there a God? I can't disprove it. And if there was a God, then surely he could create the universe using all the science that he's left as the signpost for. You know, it's not something that you can prove or disprove. It is a belief, and whatever. I don't care. It's not like, I know some people get very passionate about it, don't they? But it's not something that I really want to debate. But
it feels like no matter, I mean, science is limited by our ability to observe and measure with technology, right? So, I mean, at some point, no matter how advanced it is, no matter how much we know about the physical universe, there's always going to be that line where it's like, well, then what made that? Where did that come from, right? It feels to me like it's an onion with infinite layers. You can always ask that next question. So there's always going to be some boundary between what is faith and what is science, right?
Yeah. There's always, like I say, always the next question of why, and you could strip back to the very beginning of the Big Bang if that's. And I know even scientists are divided on whether the Big Bang is valid or not or whatever. But you strip back to the point of that, and there's always a layer beneath that and a layer beneath that, and that's the fascinating thing. That really is fascinating.
I'm more of a Big Crunch person myself.
Is that a chocolate bar?
No, that's actually a theory of how it started, as well as a Big Bang. I thought you were a science teacher.
Oh, well, I am, but not of all science. Go on. I'm interested in hearing what the Big Crunch is. It does sound
bounce,
like it's
isn't it? The Big Bounce.
There's at least 4 other explanations of how we started. I think I've heard another one that there was something before the big whatever it was came as well. So we're finding out, or we're figuring out new things as time passes. Yet we've still got flat earthers.
Yeah, it was I think one of them is the expansion of the universe up to a certain point, and then it starts. What's the opposite of expand? Shrinking down to a central point, and gets to that point, and then there's the massive release of energy, and it goes out again, and then people have said it's done that for endlessly, but the question still arises: is what was the initiator? What was that initiating thing? Where did that come from? And that we'll never know, and we'll just have to accept we'll never know it, because you could say, well, God made that, but then you say, well, where did God come from? And I mean, another question I do need to ask at this point, which is very relevant, is what if God was one of us, just a slob?
Like one of us. Yeah, I know where you're going.
On the bus. Was he on there?
That's it. Trying to make his way home.
I'll tell you what I'll do, Catz, when we're up there. I will send you my explainer video I did about a few years ago about all that. Plus some other space anomalies and phenomenon. In case you're interested.
No, I am interested in that. I am interested. Yeah, look forward to that.
And
yeah, I don't.
Brenda in the. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt. Brenda in the chat. You might have missed a super chat somewhere. She said maybe a 25 one somewhere.
I might have missed super. The last one I got was Hamza 199, Austin Sims £5. If I have, it's not showed up on my StreamYards. Yeah, Brenda, let us know who it was, and I will look for that. But the last one I've got was Hamza's. Yeah, I'd hate to have missed one and not thanked people for it. Yeah, no, thanks, Harnold, for spotting that. See, this one again. How would you disprove that? It's I can't disprove it. I don't believe it, but I can't disprove it.
No, I like that. I like that simulation theory stuff. I think it's fascinating. That's as far as I'm taking it, by the way.
I think, yeah, I think it's a great theory, but I don't think it's possible. I don't think there's the degree of randomness. I don't think is available, and I think that's where potentially we're seeing it now a bit with AI, where it's becoming better and better. And I was reading something the other day that said like this exponential improvement in one of the AI platforms was getting ridiculous. But yeah, it's a great theory, but again, I'm not.
I think the way it was explained to me is, like now in our state of technology, we can program and create sort of simulated life inside of a computer that can also do the same thing and replicate. So I think the theory says, why don't we wind it back? And who's to say that we are not characters in some giant video game just doing that very same thing?
I think if it was, well, yeah. I mean, if I knew it was a video game, I'd be demanding my money back because I'm a fucking NPC in my one.
You'd be winning more quizzes, wouldn't you, mate?
It's just surely if it was going to be a simulation, it would be a more interesting one for me.
Cheat mode.
Just say hello to the Snark in chat. I met the Snark. Really nice guy. Really, really nice guy. Oh, no, I have missed something. There is something here. It's this one.
There is, yeah. It's just popped up that on my thing.
Excuse me. Joshua McTaggart. Are there any observational ones we could make, like the final experiment, that could really have a chance at changing Flurf's minds? Thank you, Joshua, for that. I think the only thing, literally the only thing, would be putting them on one of those Blue Origin rockets or the Virgin, what's called Galactic, and even then, they'd maybe say
Wouldn't
curved
work.
windows or something.
Yeah. Well, do you get it on now on? Has he muted himself?
Who's that?
No, it's all right. I couldn't tell whether you'd stop talking or not. But you see it on some of the. It might be the Boeing Dreamliner or an Airbus one, where they've actually got false windows in business class that you can have at your seat if you're in the center. Because obviously, if you're at the window seat, fine, you've got a window. But if you're in the center, you've not got a window. So they put up this panel as a false window, and they've got cameras looking outside, and that's all they'll do. They'll just say, "Oh yeah, it was a simulated panel. It wasn't actual. You couldn't see outside. They were just projecting something on," and they'd just do that. And that's an easy one for them to do. In fact,
Yeah, they did. What you'd have to do is you'd have to get them to live stream going onto the plane and then admit that. I'm looking at a genuine window. Whatever I see when I get up there will be genuine, and then send them up there. But yeah, you're right. I've just saw Crafty post a message about a visit. Yeah, you'll have to give us a email, and we will do. Oh, maybe you've still got me on WhatsApp. I cannot remember. But that sounds really good. I didn't realize you were back over this way now. But I'm not going to leave it too long. Sorry, go on.
I would say Arto's just said take Flurfs to the moon, let them go outside without the spacesuits to eliminate the curved visors. And that's almost, what you'd have to do is get to that extent of like putting them on a spacewalk or something, just so that they could actually do it. But even then, but you think, well, why? What's the point? Surely there are far more deserving people than people like that. It's where it all starts to get a bit ridiculous. It's like, that's the only thing that will convince me. It's like, who cares? Who cares whether you're convinced or not? You're irrelevant. Yes, it's good to laugh at you on YouTube and all that sort of stuff, but in the grand scheme of things, you're irrelevant. So, yeah. Do what you like.
Yeah, your ridiculous worldview and ever shifting standards of evidence don't really matter to the people that are actually doing real things.
Exactly. German Kiwi, Zer Netfoninen, danke so sehr. Why would they simulate teeth problems? Why would they? Yeah, why? What this is a thing, like with the whole vaping thing in Antarctica. It's like, why would you be so elaborate and so clever about everything you've done to fake this thing, to then decide, what I'm also going to do is just do some really clumsy, stupid thing where I actually highlight the fact that people don't think we can see condensation on the breath. And then, it's ridiculous. Do not think these people are going to be better than that. It's crazy.
Billions of dollars to fake everything, but then they forgot to edit the strings out in the ISS footage, right? Like,
yeah, exactly.
I apologize. I do have to jump. It has definitely been a pleasure and a lot of fun hanging out with you guys for sure.
Mate, it's been an absolute pleasure having you. Thank you so much for coming on. You're always welcome on the channel, and congratulations for winning the first race. Thanks for sticking around. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes, no, that was a lot of fun. I just have to go burn these pants that I rode with it around in. So.
and I will, when the stream is done, I will pin the link you sent me to the top of the comments. So
Okay. No worries. No worries. All right. Well, you gentlemen have a fantastic evening, and we'll chat again soon.
Yeah.
Thank
Cheers,
you.
Robert.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
See you soon.
Cheers.
Just thank Jay Devlin. I would like to go to orbit. Yeah, I would, but I'm afraid of flying. It's weird, but I'd still like to go. Really odd. And Icy Spin. Yes. Yeah, Jaren is definitely coming round. Brenda, I will absolutely send you an invite, but I'm going to wrap it down in a few minutes. Brenda, can
Get her
you...
on.
Yeah, no, I am going to. I'm just trying to think because I don't have my old... Brenda, can you send me a message on Twitter and I'll send you a link? Send me a DM on Twitter. That's the best way. I'll do that. Thanks, Crafty. My phone's on charge, but I'm sure I'm still on the same number, so I'm sure I will get it. But thank you. Let's have a look at this. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. GTA 5 is... I was talking about this with a friend the other day. Like, it's the only game where you can do the most atrocious things on GTA 5, you know, and I think I'll get my channel taken down if I talk about it, but it's live streaming. Yeah, he said, what did he say? He said that the sky can only be explained by a globe, and what was his exact words? It was like, he wouldn't be surprised if in the end that's where he ends up coming down on, or that's the side he ends up coming down on, something like that. So he's on his way.
Brenda doesn't have Twitter.
No, Brenda does, because I messaged Brenda on Twitter.
Yeah, she's just said in chat she doesn't have it.
Right, Brenda, I don't have my old Discord anymore either, because I've changed it. I've got a members Discord now, and I don't even know how to log into my old one.
I think Brenda's a member of the channel, though.
Oh, you're a
So
member of the channel?
Yeah, she could
Yeah,
join
just-
the current Discord.
Yeah, if you join the current Discord, if you go through the member posts, you'll see videos like one of them, like how to join the Discord. Just join it, send me a DM from there, and I'll drop you a link. I'll keep looking. So there we go. FTFE cancelled. Was he debating tonight?
He was debating flats, wasn't he? Was it facts? Facts, not flats.
Oh.
But
That's
I'm
not
facts
like
sure-
is sometimes a little bit flaky.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
fact.
certainly me and Jim could waffle on for another 4 hours.
We often do.
We have to do. I mean, it's like we do the quiz, we finish at 10, and we're still talking at like near 12:30 at night.
Yeah.
Catz is like all wrapped up in bed, all beard up.
Cat's in bed at 1 minute past 10.
Brenda is just sent Brenda the link. Right, Brenda, you've got the link.
So can someone do, I'm just that it actually refers to Ravensteel's as thing there. Obviously, I went on earlier. What was this Grand National about? Can you do a recap?
It was
I don't think we followed the rules. It was very, very complex.
What from Catz? Catz did a complex rule set.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was very yeah. There we go.
what we did is we had a racetrack, right? And we had
Okay.
people playing different characters, and they had to race the horse around here. So Jim was Jaren. So Jim was riding Jaren very hard tonight, and he had to ride him round Dell's shed, Quantum Eraser's favorite containers, Will Duffy's green screen collection, into Oakley's Lost Self-Respect. And the way that you moved from one point to the next is you had to guess if a comment that I showed was a genuine comment from either Jaren's channel or Witsit's channel. And if you guessed right, you got to move on. And Brenda is here. Let's bring Brenda in.
Hello, Brenda.
Yeah, good afternoon. How are you all doing?
Not so bad. How are you?
I'm fine. The reason I wanted to come up was because you guys were talking about Marissa.
Right, is
You're-
Marissa the same as Mallory?
No.
No.
The one you did
But
a
you were
video
talking
on.
about Marissa. I think she was the one who filed a lawsuit. I think that was her.
Hey, oh, Flat Earth Queen. Hey, Tony.
I believe so. Well, it sort of fits to the general thing. Marissa was is the victim of a car accident. She suffered severe brain trauma, and that's the way why she is. And I think I can generalize that. A lot of the people in Flat Earth are people who are low functioning, cognitively impaired in some way or another, right? And I think we should treat them differently than we treat maybe people like Nathan Oakley or others who are disingenuous. I think some of the people are not capable of doing any more than what they're already doing. Another example I would put up would be Mikey Smith is clearly a vulnerable adult, right? He is shown on his channel that he has a gangrenous toe. I mean, it's green, and he walks around in the snow in bare feet in Canada. And when I see some of these people, I've seen him talk. He talked his recent one about agents. He's genuinely scared and frightened. And there's a number of other people like that, people who are clearly very low functioning. And I would say that these people should be treated differently, and we should lay the blame on the people who spread this nonsense about Flat Earth, because I believe that what they're doing is taking advantage of people who have lowered cognitive faculties and who are lonely, isolated, and they get this big reward by being in this community, and they don't have the intellectual faculties to find their way out of that. Some people come and go, and they come and go, and they're here for a while, and then they work out that this is nonsense, and then they just disappear. They don't make announcements because they're embarrassed, and then they just disappear. And others are motivated by religion, and then I see it in several differences. There are the grifters who are malignant and narcissistic. There are the religious flirts who are extreme religious beliefs, and then there are those who are seriously paranoid. And then there are the people I've been talking about, people who have cognitive impairment of some kind. I see some of them as being relatively smart and intelligent, but they're extraordinarily paranoid. I mean, I've been seeing it for just years. I mean, there's people who literally think that I am CIA, and they can't be convinced out of that and stuff like that. These are people who are genuinely paranoid at a clinical level. And so that's the landscape of Flat Earth as I see it right now. And I don't think that putting somebody on a rocket would change a thing, because it might change that person, but a rocket would be even easier to fake. They're saying right now that there's the Industrial Light and Magic volume, which is an entire room, which is CGI, was used for this. And so they're not, a rocket would be even easier to simulate than that. They just wouldn't believe it. These people aren't going to change their beliefs like that.
No, and you're right.
So how do you feel about that? I kind of dumped a lot of stuff because these were things that I had that was why I wanted to come on, was to give my voice on some of these issues.
I agree 100%. I mean, when it's been a long time since I covered this topic, but when I had the Conspiracy Catz channel and I was doing it, you will probably remember that and one of the reasons I just packed it in was because every video was about, one of the Flat Earth debate team. It was about Nathan or Quantum Eraser, or Arwin or whatever. And there was such a wealth of people out there that you could target, like remember Pete Shea, or like say Mikey or CC from New York. He's
seriously ill. Exactly.
Exactly.
He comes into Gem Pandas and and he is seriously ill man. I mean,
yeah, and I would never touch that for that reason. You know, you've got to make that distinction. A lot of people would say, well, you're picking on people, you're bullying on the mentally ill. And I can see why they'd say that, but I never, ever, ever targeted those people that I thought were generally mentally ill. I did what you did. I targeted the people who were pushing people down that rabbit hole. And, you know, I never made a video about Pete Shea. I think my very, very first Flat Earth video, when I didn't know who he was, he said something silly. I included a clip of him. And then I very quickly realized this guy's mad as a box of frogs. Left him alone from that point. And and you're right.
So I think that, you know, we have this the final experiment, and I think that is doing exactly what it was intended to do. It's and I think that Will Duffy, his and what's his name, the Bible Creation Institute guy, Faulkner, their idea, and I think that he might have been bankrolled by them, that could possibly be, or at least helped or gained assistance. They wanted the Creation Institute, people who believe in creationism, didn't want to be sullied by the bad reputation of flat earthers and being associated with their creationist positions, right? So they wanted to draw a line between, we're not these people. We're not this crazy. We believe that the earth is a globe and all that stuff. We just think that God created the earth and stuff like that. Right. And I think that was the goal, and I think it's been achieved. And I think that all this data is absolutely fantastic and will be very useful in preventing a lot of people from falling into this hole. I think that people can fall into this because a lot of people don't have the sort of background in just general science that maybe some of us do. Some of us, you know, when I was in high school, my friends and I would compete with each other who could memorize pi and to the most digits and stuff like that. We had competitions like that, right? So we were kind of nerdy. And most people probably sciences never registered with them at all, right? Probably, you know, it was mostly about some other things, about who was going to be prom king, you know. So and it's easy for them to fall into the trap of flat Earth because it's presented in such a compelling way that appeals to your intuitions. It uses sales tactics, and I think that this final experiment is going to be very useful in preventing a lot of that. Yeah, I think, and Rachel is great. I really like, and she has a lot of good sense. And I hold a lot of my distaste, I guess you'd say, for people like Oakley and some of the other, and Dave Weiss, you know, they're deliberately lying to people. But some of these people are simply already functioning at the best they can do. I'm sorry, but they are.
I think you won't get any argument from us. I don't know what you think, Doom and Jim, but I agree with all that.
I was just going to say, do you think then that the Flat Earth sort of leaders, the organisations, selectively target people they might think would swallow their doctrines?
I don't know. I suppose the best thing, you just cast your net widely, right? A lot of them it's just because of you know, the 200 proofs. It's either that or Dave Weiss, his app. They get sucked into it, or from friends.
Yeah,
I think that's it.
I don't think. I mean, I don't think there's an organisation really that you could say Flat Earth leaders or whatever.
Right.
You've obviously got people that have made something of themselves within that area. But you know, I completely agree. And you know, if there are people that are vulnerable and that are being fed all of this, then you know, a lot of people do try and debunk that. And the problem then occurs is if they won't listen to the other side of the argument, that's where it becomes more frustrating for people.
Yes, it is.
You know, you can have these views that you'll pick up from wherever. But if you don't listen to that opposite side of the argument and to say, it's like we said before, we've got a model for the globe and it works really well.
Yeah.
Show me a model for flat Earth, and
Well,
it's trying to get that across to people as well, which is
Yeah.
it's difficult.
I've been on 24/7 on the politics Discord and asked them what, and to a person there, we don't have a model. We don't make any claims. We don't have anything. It's just, and that's, they got nothing. But I do think, Flatzoid, before he went on his little vacation, floated the idea that Whitsitt and Jaron had been cloned. I mean, so I think that what some of them do, like, I think that Flatzoid is a lying for Jesus type of person. He deliberately lies, and it's to save souls. So, and I think that he deliberately floats ideas and sees what sticks. And this is one that he actually floated, which was that Jaron and Whitsitt had been cloned, and these were clones that were out there. He actually said that. I actually have that recorded, right? And so what they do is throw the spaghetti up against the wall, see what sticks, And if you look at the comments of all these things, there's not a lot that doesn't stick.
No, you're right. You are definitely right with that. It's a very, very strange community. It's got a mix of grifters and genuinely vulnerable people. Just say Icy Spin. Yeah, I did hear that bit. Yeah, I did hear that. Yeah, he was very, very kind toward. I don't even like saying globers because it kind of like makes it sound as if like there's two sides that have equal validity. There's only one side. There's flat Earth, and then there's like normality. But he did say that.
That was a distinction that Nathan Oakley is an evil man. I really believe that he is a malignant narcissist, and he drew this division between globers who are anti-flat Earth and then normal people. And this is just an artificial division that he came up with so that he could justify disregarding any anti-flat Earth critics.
I'm just going to say bye to Jim. He's just on his way out. Sorry to interrupt, Brenda. Jim's on his way out. I just want to say thank you for your time tonight, Jim. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much, and I will see you. We'll see you again soon. But thank you for your time.
Yep, no worries. Take care.
But I got to say what I wanted to say, so I appreciate that, Catz.
No, you carry on. I didn't mean to interrupt. Just Jim said he was going. So
do you know something? We've had. I'm sure we've had some flat Earth fatalities as well, haven't we? Wasn't that guy that used to build his own rockets? Didn't he die?
Yeah.
Mad Mickey was it, or Mad something?
Mad Mike.
Mad Mike.
Yeah, I mean, how many deaths is it going to take before someone somewhere draws a line and can they do something about it? I don't know. How do you stop an idea?
I mean, if you really want to go back, if Poncho Pete attacked another flat earther with a knife that was visiting him. Catz knows about that. Yeah, that was a long time ago.
I remember it was. I can't remember the guy's name, but I actually had an offline hangout with him. He actually makes props, like special effects props, for a living, and he's a really talented guy. But he was well into all the flat Earth himself. But I think the attack is just more a symptom of his own mental health issues.
Yes, definitely severely. Poncho Pete was severely mentally ill, and a lot of these flat earthers are actually, many of them are very talented people who are talented in the arts, typically music. There's a lot of them that are very good musicians. I think that's the kind of personality, because as an artist, you're kind of open to new ideas. You're not like MC Toon. I don't think of him as an artistic type. I think of him as the engineering type, and it's a personality that is less open to new ideas that are on the fringe, and being open to those kinds of things is what it takes to be an artist. I think that many of the people are creative and talented, but they have a wrong concept of how the world works. That's all. for a lot of them.
Definitely. I just want to thank Aaron for that. Thank you very much, Aaron, for that. Whilst Flatsoid professes to be Christian, he turns more people away from God than to God. Well, yeah, I mean, he's proven. I don't dislike the guy. I don't dislike him, but he has proven to be extremely dishonest with his misrepresentations, and it's not a good sign for a good God-fearing man, is it?
Well, it is a some religious people believe that they have the right to deceive people if it leads them to God. And I think and Flats has a very strange idea of Christianity. It's not mainline. I'm not really sure about the details though. But
I went on to his stream a couple of nights ago.
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah, I just went on for a chat. I didn't want to debate or argue. I just thought I'd go on and say hello and see where it went for a laugh. And he was actually very, very cordial and polite. So we had a nice, polite chat, which was nice. But what struck me was the religious aspect to it. It was very, very. Have I missed something here? Aaron, is that? Sure. Aaron, again, thank you very much. I'm sorry, I thought I missed that. That was the same person, but a different message. Sorry, thank you. I've heard this about Mad Mike, that he actually was using the idea of flat Earth for sponsorship for his rocket and was never a genuine flat earther. I don't know if that's true or not, but I have definitely heard that mentioned plenty of times. Also, Aaron, thank you very much.
Yeah, I can corroborate that. Yeah, I also heard that. I'm never really sure 100% one way or the other.
Yeah. But if it does, I can imagine if it brings in a lot of sponsorship, it would have been a good tack to take. Because when you're not kind of like in the depth of this madness, you probably don't see the harm in it. But I think we do kind of see just how harmful it is to drag people down into those rabbit holes now.
Yeah, I agree. I like you, Catz, right?
I hope so. I hope you haven't come on to call me a twat.
That's my job.
I sometimes sort of like cross swords with you a little bit.
I don't ever think you have.
Okay. I have my sort of belief is a little bit more blunt maybe than I was 40 years ago. I'm a little more blunt, I think. I think it's my old age, because you never know. Tomorrow I could end up in the ground. Who knows?
We've never crossed swords. You've told me in the past that you think I'm wrong about things, and you've said why, which is perfect. Like, you've said, and I can't even remember what those things were, but like, Catz, I think you're wrong about this. Go on.
It was the climate change protesters.
Just Stop Oil, yeah. We were on different sides of that fence, weren't we?
And the reason is that it really is an existential crisis, and particularly for you in the UK. And they aren't actually harming the artworks. They're using materials that can be easily cleaned off. They're not using permanent materials, at least as far as I know, right? They're using like powders and other things that can be easily washed off, my understanding.
Yeah, that was. I'll address that in 1 second. I just want to say thank you to. Did he say that really? But Flats did pray someone back from the. As he said, he did that. That would be an amazing thing.
I don't recall him saying. I don't recall that. But
something else has happened here. Anders Pack.
Sec.
What is Sec?
I think that's South Korea. Is that South Korea?
Could be.
Well, thank you, Anders, very, very much. I've absolutely no idea how much that is, but thank you very, very, very much for that.
Who says he's talking about you? He didn't say a name.
Yeah, no, sorry, but he means
there you go. I have fans everywhere,
Exactly. It was very ambiguous.
Thank you, the turtle moves. Thank you. What about all the flat earthers that were taken in by the book? Exactly. Well, it's an auto hoax. It's an auto hoax thing.
That's one of the things about flat earth. It definitely gets into what I consider much more harmful is the bug denialism stuff. That is really harmful, much more than flat earth.
Aaron, this is extremely kind of you. Another one, thank you so much. Remember when he joined Arwin's show and typed questions to make him say content you wanted? Yeah. When I was on the Conspiracy Cats and I wanted a particular soundbite to make a joke in my video, I'd just go onto Arwin's channel and I'd just type him stuff so he'd read it out. And then I had my soundbite. But he fell for it over and over and over and over again.
Did you call him Fred?
That was a Flat Earth musician. Yeah, different guy.
Well, Arwen's on Rumble now. He got kicked off of YouTube and he's on Rumble now. And as far as I can tell, he has been able to contain his outbursts so far. And he seems to be he expresses that he is very happy there because all he wants to do is sit there and talk to people in his chat and then to spin yarns. He thinks he's doing something important about the dark world and exposing the dark world and stuff like that. Whatever, but he expresses that he's very content being on Rumble and doing what he does. And he seems to be a little more even keeled.
Good. I'm glad. Going back to what you said before, though, like we never fell out about that thing. Like I had an opinion.
Yes.
That was that the way Just Stop Oil operate in the UK turns the public against them rather than for them. And you had an opinion that, I suppose, like there's more urgency than that, and that's it. And you just told me that. But that was never a falling out. Like, I mean, God, I must be a massive child if
I can't
snap at people for disagreeing with me.
I find Catz that at my extreme elderly age here of 66, that I don't always understand you kids anymore.
I'm nearly 50.
That was supposed to be funny. I know.
I'm not oldest in room for a change.
No, but they have. I remember I was taught phone etiquette when the phone was a dial. It was not punch buttons. It was a dial, and I was taught phone etiquette. And it's, and I think I'm more old fashioned than that, and I kind of, still get this feeling if a telemarketer calls me, it's like, who said you could call me? Type of thing, and which nobody uses landlines anymore.
I just want to thank Aaron again. Aaron, this is extremely just, but thank you very much. Flatzoid never raised anybody from the dead. He knows of someone who was dead 6 hours and then raised up. I'm going to have to ask him about that. We're on slightly good terms these days. He doesn't hate me anymore, so I'm going to ask him about that. PhD Tony, thank you so much, sir. Climate protesters in Australia shut down a bridge, resulting in someone going to jail for missing a bail hearing. Climate change is an existential threat, but that doesn't justify being obnoxious. Now, I know this is where me and you differ, Brenda, but it's not a point of argument. It's a subjective thing, and it's okay that we disagree. It's fine. It's not like we're going to argue about it. We just know we have different viewpoints. My viewpoint aligns with that of Tony, but it's okay that you disagree. It's not a problem.
I think a case can be. I could concede that and say that maybe they shouldn't stop traffic or shut down bridges and or freeways and things like that. They should focus. But as I understand it, if the North Atlantic current, the Gulf Stream, shuts down, you guys are in for a world of hurt. At least as far as I understand it.
Oh no! Nobody's denying the seriousness.
You're north. You're north of me. You're north of me, aren't you? I'm at the 45th. That's my latitude. It's 45th, and you guys are above me.
Yeah, I'm 50 something. I can't remember what.
You know what it's like above me? It gets cold, and your infrastructure isn't built for it.
I'm further above him.
Did he say that really? Thank you so much. Arwen and the Rumbleweeds. Yeah, I can imagine it's very much Rumbleweeds over on that channel. Sorry, Doom, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Crack on, mate.
I was just going to say I'm actually probably a bit higher up than you are.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, I'm Blackburn, so Blackburnish.
I'm not far from Scotland, to be fair. I'm probably nearer to Scotland than Blackburn.
Wow. And how'd you cope?
What with Scottish people. I find them all right, actually.
No, I like Scottish people. I do like Scottish people. There is always that little bit of backlash. You always feel like there's a little bit of anti-English, and I know from a minority, but you do always feel like, oh God, are they gonna take to me because I'm English? But
So, are you going to be doing more flat Earth content?
no,
Yeah.
yes. Sorry,
Yes.
me and Doom on the 8 out of 10 Catz channel, which should still be pinned to the thing, are going to be doing flat Earth debates over there. I will be doing less, but I'll let Doom tell you about the 8 out of 10 Catz stuff.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
I'd be open to it. But
yeah, I mean, Brenda, I know that you have applied to do debates on the website, haven't you? Before.
yeah,
But we just can't find anybody that wants to debate your subjects.
yeah, I don't think they want to, because they just know that it causes them a lot of cognitive dissonance.
Yeah, I think also with flat Earth now, getting a debate, I don't know whether it'd be easier or hard. I think a lot of the not so famous debaters, but the regulars might be taking a step back until this TFE thing calms down. But we'll see. But I mean, we're hoping to get more debates on that channel. It's not just about flat Earth; it could be about anything. If there's someone that's got two opposing views and wants to chat about it cordially, then come to our channel.
Whether or not science can prove God exists or not.
Yeah, anything at all.
Little joke.
Well, even so, I'm sure there'd be somebody that would disagree with it.
Yeah.
But we've got Rachie to set up a debate with Catz. That's what I would look forward to. I've been wanting Rachie to come on the quiz for ages. And anybody else, if you want to come on round table when it starts up again, all you got to do is DM me. There is a prize at the end of the league for the overall winner. It's a nice one. As won by Catz.
By the way, Mallory is a flat earther and a furry with a foot fetish.
Wow.
And she is extraordinarily hilarious. It's hard. Some people don't even think she's she. They think that she is somebody else, a certain person, and some using a voice changing software. But she's very funny. Some think it's just all an act. I don't know.
Yeah, Mallory seems to be a name that I just hear over and over and over again, and I just haven't ever interacted or met her or anything. But yeah, I've got a feeling that I will do. Harnold's YouTube channel. Harnold was on earlier on. He did a great job in the quiz. Should be pinned. It's going to end up in the description. In fact, I'm going to have to do that now. I'm going to hand it over to you two guys while I do that.
Hang on a minute. Wait a minute. What are you doing?
I'm putting Harnold's channel link in the description of this stream, but I can't talk and do things at the same time because I'm an idiot.
He has a Pentium, not one of the newer chips.
Well, Catz don't normally do tech. Catz don't do tech anyway. Everybody's famous for not being able to do tech. There was a short science fiction story that I read a long time ago. Somebody made these nanites, and these nanites were to allow you to take pictures with your eyes. So you could take a picture with your eye by blinking, and then you could post it to your email just with your thoughts and all that. The problem is the nanites got out of control, and they infected everybody. And it turned out that cats were the ideal subject where there's a perfect amount of brain tissue, but not too much. So then all the cats were basically this collective consciousness of nanites. And so the cats basically took over the world, and humans were basically, their servants.
That sounds like a dream I had.
So you'd go into it in one of the scenes in this sci-fi, somebody would go into a shop, right? And the person attending to you would be a human, but the cat would be the one who is the owner running the shop and in charge.
I think I'm going to give this another 2 or 3 minutes and then wrap up. I've not had my tea, and I'm going to go down and stick a film on with my oldest. It's a little bit late, but I'm going to get a late film on.
What are you
So-
looking forward to as far as new releases coming out in like, say, films or TV series?
That's
Maybe
really
that's something to mention.
Karate Kid. The Karate Kid one with that combines Jackie Chan and Ralph Macchiano's, like the Cobra Kai series and the Jackie Chan film. They've got a film coming out in a couple of months that combines the two.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah,
I don't
I'm
know
not-
if you watched the Cobra Kai series, but
I think I've seen the original one. What was the original one?
what, the original Karate Kid?
Yeah, I've seen that, but I haven't seen any of the successors.
Well, they had they did 3 films with the Karate Kid. They did a 4th one with Hilary Swank, and that was a long time ago. And then a few years ago, they resurrected it, and they got Ralph Macchiano. I can't remember how you pronounce it. Who played Danielson, and they had the guy who played Johnny Lawrence. And now, like, they were both well into the 50s. Like, now, I think Ralph is 63 or something like that. And it was about where their lives are now. And it started off on YouTube, then it moved to Netflix. And it was about how they re-meet and interact with each other and the students they train. And it's just brilliant. I mean, I thought it was going to be naff, but it's absolutely brilliant. I mean, Lou's Next is the same thing. Like, Cobra Kai is awesome. It is. It properly preserves the spirit of the original. It's not like some of the things you'll see now where they remake stuff and just change it all and piss all over the original
the sequels
characters.
the sequels are never as good as the first one. Almost never.
Billy Zabka. Yeah, no, but it's been a series, and we're in series 6 now, or is it series 5? It's the last series anyway, and it's brilliant. And then they're following up with a film. If anyone's not watched Cobra Kai, it's well worth it. See, even PH Tony, who's the most intelligent guy in the world, he thinks Cobra
He
Kai.
is smart. He's smart.
He is. I'm a big fan of PhD Tony's. So I think I am going to call it a day soon, so I can go down and do some stuff. So
Thank you for inviting me up. I appreciate it.
Always welcome, Brenda. Always welcome on. And just making sure I've not missed anything. Right, Doom. First of all, Brenda, thank you very much for coming on.
Yeah.
I'm going to end the stream by giving Doom as much time as he wants to say whatever the hell he wants. And then I'm going to hit end when he says goodbye.
Blackburn, second-rate football. Oh, you mean about the channel?
About anything.
Yeah, just a quick reminder. Stream tomorrow, starting about 6:00. And if you want to come on to talk about absolutely anything, and I mean anything, then DM me and we'll get you on. And that's roughly it. Apart from that, we've got some more stuff coming on the channel, so look out for that. And I hope to hear from you.
And I know I said I was going to give you the last word. I'm going to have to pass it back to you so you do get the last word. But if anyone has been following the Carl Jobs, Billy Mitchell trial, we've actually been in contact with somebody who's involved in that story who we've interviewed. But there's some possibly explosive news coming in that area. Can't say anything just yet. I'll pass it back to you now, dude.
Oh, you mean about him? Oh no, I can't say that, can we? Bit of a teaser there.
Yeah.
So yeah, just look out for some stuff. If we don't see you, have a really great New Year. Everybody that takes part is always welcome. We love you all. And that's it. That's me out.
Okay. Later.
If you're not sure I haven't put it in the bloody description. Let me do that. I'm going to pass it back as well so you can say goodbye again. But I'm going to just put the channel in the description of this stream. I'm going to do it now. And then if you want debates, you want to set up debates, anything like that, 8 out of 10 cats.
Yeah, the Twitter DMs are open, so you can actually DM us now. But if the first time I see someone DM me a dick picture, that'll be it. You'll spoil it for everybody.
So, yeah, sorry about that, Doom. Right, 8 out of 10 cats. I'm hitting save. It is now in the description, so we can end the stream. So, Brenda, I'm going to let you say goodbye, and you can have the final word.
Goodbye, and subscribe to Catz, and watch his content, because he takes apart hucksters and well, no, that's the bad word. Hucksters and con artists all the time. He's good at that.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. Drink tab.